Excellent. Good afternoon. My name is Vijay Ramjatan, President of CEC28. Want to welcome each and every one of you tonight to our October. Wow, it's October already. You'll believe this? Our October 2024 calendar and business meeting. Before I go any further, I would like to ask our Spanish interpreters. We have the pleasure of having Harold and Jessica here, who will be doing Spanish interpretation for us. So this time we ask the Spanish interpretation to please make the announcements.
Good evening, buenas noches. Esta es la intérprete de español. Estaremos informándole que habrá interpretación disponible en español. Puede marcar al número, ah, al número 347-966-4114 y el código de la reunión es el 593-90092 numeral. Nuevamente, para poder escuchar la interpretación en español, marcar al 347-966-4114 y el código de la reunión sería el 593-992 numeral. Y por favor, de silenciar el micrófono al ingresar. Gracias.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Okay, so want to let the community know that we will be having Spanish interpretations at every meeting going forward. This has been a need that we identified from the district and the community, and is that one time that we don't have interpretation, that someone shows up who needs interpretation. We want to make sure we have it every month. And if there are any other needs in our district for any members who need to have translation in any other languages, please be sure to let us know, and we can make sure we can accommodate and have interpretation in those languages for our meetings. So once again, my name is Vijay Ramjatan, President of CEC28. On behalf of our members, I want to welcome all of you to our calendar meeting and our business meeting. At this point in time, I'll ask our recording secretary to please do our roll call. Ms. Natifa Lewis.
President Vijay Ramjatan.
I'm here.
First Vice President Quentin Mezitin.
Here.
Second Vice President Utah Chen.
Here.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis. I'm here. Treasurer Tanya Went.
Here.
Member Julissa.
Here.
Member Luzal.
Here.
Member Neural Swapna.
Excuse.
Member GK Kalyanaram.
Yes. Here.
Member Paquito Williams.
Present.
Member Simone Donbar.
Yeah.
Member Lauren Clavin.
Absent. We have to vote on the absence. Okay, thank you so much. But I think it's excused for now. Did we call Quentin? Okay, great. So once again, we are always happy to have all of you in community at our meetings. To all 100 people who are here present in the room, and to all of you who are virtually with us, we want to thank you all for always showing up and being present. This is the meeting you want to be at in the district. Why? Because we have the honorable opportunity to have our amazing superintendent, Dr. Blake, with us to really be your point of focus, to really speak to him directly, to hear it from directly from his mouth, what's happening, his goals, his intentions, or anything we need to know. Him and his team is here today. Also today we have district planning with us, who will be doing the 2025-2026 school year presentation. By the director and associate director, Reba Lichtenstein and Reba Cumberpatch. They are here to present. We also have an update from Queens Southam High School with the executive director, Steven Cherganoff. And of course, today, the CEC, we are updating our bylaws, which govern our function. And we will be doing that live because the public has to give us feedback. So my quick report to all of you is this. A lot is happening. When is a lot not ever happening in New York City, right? A lot is always happening. But one of the things that we are known for is our resilience, our strength to go through and push through no matter what's happening as a city, as a borough, as a district, as a school, and lastly, as an individual in this amazing district here in New York City in District 28. So it's amazing that we are still here pushing forward. And in the midst of what's happening with the city government and this and that, I received a phone call from our amazing Dr. Blake, our superintendent, reassuring us that District 28 is in good hands. And we are going to continue to do the work because our kids still go to school. Our principals are still there. we are still showing up to do our work regardless of what's happening. So I just want to highlight that we are still continuing, and we will continue to do our work, our responsibilities that we were elected, all of us members here, to continue to do, and we are here. So without further ado, we'll be asking our superintendent, Dr. Blake, to please make his presentation. Dr. Blake, over to you.
Wow. Just want to say good night to everyone. Trying to get this thing. Just give me a second. I'm trying to get this. Trying to share the screen. Just sharing everything. All right, good night. I hope you can see this now. I just want to say,
Dr. Blake, really quickly, I think you have a little window opened in your screen that you have to click X out of it. It says send feedback to Microsoft. They can wait. Tell them they can wait. You can X out of that, and then we can see your screen.
let me see if, all right, let me try again.
Sure. In the meantime, while Dr. Blake sets up, if there are any principals in our room, any school members in our community, you can please put your the word principal in front of your name so we can know you're here. If there are any elected official representatives or elected officials present in the room, please put your title in the middle in the front of your name, or so we can know that you are here. We have some amazing members of the community with us tonight over here, and we also want to acknowledge both of you, all of you that's in the room as well. Dr. Blake, whenever you're ready, go ahead.
Yes. Are you seeing the screen?
Not yet. Something's happening. Give us one second.
Something's happening. I don't know what's going on.
I see a screen now, but I don't see the presentation. It says share the presentation now.
Can you see now?
There it is.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for the patience. All right, I just want to say good night and welcome. As it was said before, when the elephants are fighting, we'll take care of the grass. That means that when situations are happening under which we have no control, we have to still take care of the grass or the grassroots people, the children, and our community. So I'm here to continue steering that ship in consultation with our amazing CEC in District 28. So having said that, just to continue to highlight my focus for this year is always around those 4 areas. It's around literacy. And, for us to accelerate the performance of our students in literacy. Math proficiency is very good in the district as well. And even our literacy, we are still way above the city's average. Chronic absenteeism and retention, we did very well on that last year. And the data is trending in the right direction that we're continuing to do very well. So I want to thank the parents, and the teachers and the leaders, District 28 principals and the team for really continuing to work very hard to get our kids into school. And also cannot be done without parent engagement. So those are the big things that we're doing. Some of the pictures indicated that have been very busy in the district, getting the work done. Just last week, we had over 100 different leaders, including principals, as we are trying to focus on rolling out New York City Reads, which is an initiative to allow every youngster to be on grade level in reading. And also, of course, to continue to elevate the performance in mathematics. So as we said, that's our mission, that we're a very diverse district. I'm coming from different countless racial and ethnic and belief backgrounds, and I want to take this moment to elevate all the cultures and our different celebrations. Yom Kippur, all the holidays, Diwali is coming up, and also all the African holidays, right? So we, as I said, we're very diverse. So we want to be a place in District 28 where nobody is left behind. So those are my priorities, is to improve, as I said, mathematics by implementing research-based curricula, and also to elevate the regions level courses for our scholars. And the next report I'll give you that our district is doing very, very well when it comes to this middle school 6th through 8th graders are outperforming their high school counterpart in regions exams and across different subject areas. So that's a big indicator of college readiness, and our kids are being college ready. as I said, to improve the literacy by implementing research-based strategies around the science of reading. And also in District 28, we're looking at explicit instruction, which is the teachers are really modeling the I do piece. The teachers take time to model and present, then we do, the kids, you know, the teachers work together and before they go to the independent grouping. So we're establishing that very, very closely. And I just entered a school the other day. We spent almost the entire day there. I think there's 121 with over 14 of us to really look and norm what best instruction looks like and what it should look like. So we work to substantially improve daily attendance, as I said before, and we continue to celebrate and increase parent engagement. We just had a great parent coordinators meeting recently at the district, and it's amazing to see the work that our parents are doing. We talk about New York City Reads. We talk about October 7th, a team consisting of literacy administrators, literacy lead, from different perspectives, our kids with IEPs and our students with English language learning capacity as their second language. We're trying to see how we can cater to every student in the curriculum. So those pictures at the bottom indicate the work, not just talking. You could see me among the teachers and the principals getting the work done. Because I believe as a leader, we have to lead by example. We also talk about professional development opportunities for everyone, including our principals, at our principals meeting coming up on October 14th, and all the other subsequent ones, and the ones prior to have been professional learning opportunities for our leaders. If the leaders in the school really understand the real world around the shifts, the mathematical shifts, and the New York City Reads, then they'll better enable the teachers to do well, and the teachers, of course, will continue to pass it on to the students. So we're talking about the different shifts. We know that there are 5 shifts in mathematics, and it's really looking at the science around math, how to teach math and how to engage. And as I said, as a district, we're in a very good place where math and also literacy is concerned. We will talk about literacy instruction, looking at different schools. You could see me among the different pictures. We really take it very seriously. I mean, I don't believe, as I said, to lead from behind. I love to lead from within. So all of us are together, sitting down, talking with scholars, talking with students, also a part of the work, to look at their work and to engage them correctly. So that happened yesterday on the 10th. Today is the 10th. Yesterday we went to 121 to do the walkthrough to norm our lens, just make sure everybody, all the 36 schools in District 28, they're on the same lens. In other initiatives, we have the Young Men and Young Women Association, the MBK, my brother's keeper, my sister's keeper. We have extended that to 12 of the elementary schools and middle schools. Our goal is to really include everyone as we build capacity, focus on mentoring selected students to improve attendance. So we're doing some great work. Along with that, we have continued partnership with the STEM, or the NAACP, and we have our debate league as well. Our youngsters need to have intelligent discourse and to settle the differences with cogent, well-researched, articulated arguments other than fists and physical. So we encourage that. And as I said, we have some specific goals, is to really move the district along the path of in our attendance. Last year I said we excelled that in our 90s, 90.7. We were moving towards 92.7. And overall chronic absenteeism, as I said, has been in a very good place. We're moving the data along with that. And vendors we're implementing to get the work done. New Visions portal, everyday labs, and attendance works. Everything we do, this is also an attendance at a snapshot, and you can see that we are way above the city's average. Like our year-to-date overall attendance is 92.3, the city is 90.9, so we are getting our youngsters into the schools where they belong. Everybody, the world is catching up with AI, artificial intelligence, and we're excited to announce that District 28 is piloting an AI program in 7 of our schools, right? To rest assured that we are taking all aspects of this initiative into careful consideration, which includes looking at data, privacy, and security. So we are on the cutting edge of, we're on the cutting edge of making sure that we're on top of what's going on in the world. AI is here to stay, and it's best for us to use it responsibly and to model the way for youngsters to use it as well. Supporting families is a major goal. We had recently the citywide engagement at Brooklyn Technical High School, where our parents, Sonia and Shirley, they made a beautiful presentation to our parents. So that was also well attended. And we're talking about celebration, Hispanic Heritage Month, just about elevating every group in our community. Let's come together to appreciate the diversity and strength that these cultures bring to our school community, fostering an environment of inclusivity and respect. So, as we said before at the top, we celebrate and really respect every culture. So, in a nutshell, that is what we have been doing on the ground. I'll be available for, for any clarifying question. My team will be available as well. But I just want to say that I really appreciate the task that's been given me to continue to lead the district. And I'm doing that, as I said, by example and visiting the schools, getting on the front line, so to speak, to see our youngsters. And I've been doing that from day one, and I will continue to do that. So thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation for now. And as I said, I'll be available to answer any specific questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Blake. I appreciate you being here, and thank you for sharing that information with us. We can stop sharing for a second.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we'll ask Dr. Hall and Sonia to please queue up to make your contributions. In the meantime, before we move forward, I'm going to ask our Councilmember Tanya Wend to please make an announcement about our chat feature in our meeting. Tanya, over to you.
Good evening and welcome to our October calendar meeting. The chat is open. Please remain kind and respectful, especially when in disagreement. We will not accept hateful comments and we will close the chat if participants don't adhere. If you would like to make a public comment, please type your name and the word speak. You can sign up until 8 p.m. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So also we have our members Quentin Messetin and Julie Suh, who are monitoring the chat feature. They're the chat police tonight. They are watching for your names and to make sure we are adhering to our policies to, close the chat if it becomes, not what we intended it to be. So Quentin and Julie will, keep putting the list of speakers on the chat feature. So please, we're going to call the names in the order in which they were noted in the chat feature. So please put your names there. Again, to our principals who are here, please put the word principal before your name. Any school officials, any administrators, janitors, counselors, anyone from the school community, any elected officials or representatives, please put your title so we know you're here, so we can acknowledge you. I'll ask Dr. Hall if there's anything else you want to add or you want to bring greetings. Dr. Hall, over to you.
Good evening, everyone. My camera is closed because I'm in transit, but I do want to say good evening to everyone. It's always great to be in community with our District 28 family. One thing I just want to add to Dr. Blake's very comprehensive presentation is that one of the highlights of our week was being at PS 121 this week, which you mentioned, and you saw the images of that. One of the things that we all truly enjoyed was sitting side by side with children as they learned, and our teachers who are well versed on the HMH curriculum, we were able to engage with teachers, with leaders, and with students as they learn using HMH as their primary curriculum. And we too are learning beside them as we implement district-wide. So it's really a collaborative effort as we continue to use the curriculum to ensure our students have the best education moving forward. So thank you all, and we look forward to engaging with all of you tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Hall. And Dr. Hall is our Deputy Superintendent, who is always in partnership and collaboration with the CEC. And we are so grateful for your partnership and work. And also we have the amazing Sonia Rueda, who is our district family leadership coordinator, who is also a stellar leader in our district in terms of leadership and partnership with us and our district members. Sonia, off to you.
Good evening, everyone. So I too have been very busy, really going to schools, both virtually and in person, supporting elections, Title I, SLT, PAPTAs. So I am encouraging you, if you have any vacancies, step up, be brave. You have all the support so that you can represent your community, your school community. We just finished our last PAPTA training session on Tuesday. That was the 6th session starting in September, AM and PM. So a total of 12 sessions that we've done so far, including a Spanish session that we did at the beginning of ending of August. So we've done a total of 14 sessions. I've been asked to do more. I am more than willing to do them, give you the supports that you need. Your voice is so important. And I know people say that, but I feel it, you know, I'm very passionate about that. So please continue to attend CEC, your SLT, your PTA, your President's Council, any opportunity and space that you have a voice, please be present. And I'm just always happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Next we would like to call on Adriana Alicia, who is our PEP Queens member. And if there's anything she want to give us, any updates when we have them in the room, we want to make sure we are utilizing their resources, right? So, Adriana, is there anything you want to add from your PEP side that you want to share with the district as you are the Queens parent rep? Adriana?
Thank you, VJ. Thank you, CEC28, and everyone who is in attendance in person and virtually. I would like to bring greetings from the PEP. I don't have any major updates yet. We can expect those next week, and I will be in touch as usual. The thing I want to share, though, is that our PEP meeting is on the 30th. It's at MS 31 on Hester Street in the city. We have 2 back-to-back meetings in Manhattan because we have a school utilization portion there, and it is affecting a school in Manhattan, so we have to be in that borough. But we will be in Queens soon, so I hope to see everyone when we are in Queens. Have a great night, guys.
Thank you, Adriana. So did you all know that October month is Breast Cancer Awareness Month? Also, we want to celebrate all those survivors and keep in mind those who, you know, succumb to cancer in any form. We also want to recognize this month is Hispanic Heritage Month, and of course, equity, inclusion, and diversity is something we must always keep at the forefront of all that we do. It's also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Be aware of that. November 1st, we also this past week we had some holidays also. We celebrated Rosh Hashanah. Want to say happy Rosh Hashanah to all those who celebrated, and let you know that we are here with you. Also, on November 1st, which will be before our next meeting, is Diwali, or some people may celebrate that on October 31st. Either or, whichever date you choose. Happy Diwali to all of you. And if I missed any dates, please put it in the chat. We want to hear about it because dates are coming up, months and things are always evolving. So put it on the chat and we'll keep a list. Thank you all. So without further ado, my dear friends, we have the amazing Reba Lichtenstein and Ria Cumberbatch from District Planning. They've been coming to our meetings for many years now, and they are amazing. They are great partners with us here, always willing to share, to teach, and to listen, most importantly, to your concerns. So here's what's going to happen. After the presentation, please, we will ask you to hold your questions. They will have a chance at the end of all the presentations to ask their questions directly to them. You can share your sentiments and feelings in the chat, but they will not be responding to your questions in the chat. So I'll pass it over to Reba and Ria. They're trying to confuse me here to do their presentation. Over to you guys. Go ahead.
Thank you for the warm welcome. Rhea, do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi. Yes, my name is Rhea. I'm the Associate Director of District Planning on the Queens team and excited to be here once again. Reba?
Thank you. I'm Reba. I am the Director of Queens Planning until tomorrow. After 6 years, I'm actually transitioning to another office in the DOE. So this is my last CEC28 meeting in this capacity, and VJ, I appreciate the warm welcome, and certainly will miss the partnership, at least in this way. So yes, I've been here many times, and this is a fun way to kind of wrap it up. Can I ask before I start clicking through slides if you're seeing one slide or 2 slides? I have like a 2-screen situation.
I am
We're seeing 2.
a big slide and a small slide. Two
Okay,
slides.
now
There it
you-
is. One slide now. There it is.
Okay, great. So as mentioned, I am Reba. Rhea introduced herself, and we are from the Office of District Planning. And ODP will give kind of a brief overview of our office and our work before we talk about some District 28 specific data. Our office sits at DOE, or New York City Public Schools Central, and we partner closely with other offices within both the division we sit in under the first deputy chancellor and across the entire department to compile data, to synthesize what we need to inform our policy work and to really make sure that we are informed and engaged. Our work is really strategic in nature. We create annual strategic plans based on enrollment trends and other district level data. And part of what informs those plans and ultimately any proposals that might come out of them is not only data, but also conversations with the community, which is why we're here tonight, to hear from you all. And then based on those plans and any priorities that are articulated through looking at data and through conversations with you all, this is kind of the toolkit that we have to address any of those community needs or district needs. The first two listed here are rezoning and unzoning. And for those types of changes, the CEC is actually the voting body. So by the time we get to a rezoning vote by the CEC, we've had school-based meetings, we've had community meetings, and you would well know if we were proposing a rezoning, which we have not done in District 28 for quite some time, but this is ultimately the forum where any of those changes would be presented for a vote. And then these other changes listed here, for the most part, are voted on by the PEP, which was mentioned before, and I know we have a PEP member on the call. And the PEP votes on these proposals when we open new schools in existing buildings, or when we change grade bands or merge schools, or things that impact school utilization, as was mentioned. But again, before getting to a PEP vote, there's a lot of meetings with the relevant stakeholders like the CEC and any impacted school community. And that can look like us joining SLTs or existing meetings that schools have, or hosting or supporting with hosting additional forums specific to a potential change. And I'll pass it to Ray to talk a little bit more about how we even get there, should there ever be a rezoning or a proposal that we issue.
Hi, everyone. Yes. So every year, our office looks at a bunch of different data. And it, like Reba said, it really does try to help inform our planning. Once we have some of that data, we do like to share that with stakeholders such as yourselves, CECs, communities, superintendents, and things like that. And I should mention that sometimes, things that we sort of look into can be presented by the community or by a CEC, but we analyze a lot of data. We look into those concerns and things like that. And we really use that data to try to help illuminate what's going on. So sometimes it will illuminate overcrowding. Sometimes we'll find that there's underutilized buildings. We'll see enrollment trends, all those types of things. And then we either present that to you all like we're doing tonight, or if it was a request that came from the community, we bring that back to you, some of what we found. Next slide. Right. So in one instance, we received a request from a school, as well as a superintendent's team in your district, and it was an idea to truncate the 6th grade at a school. That school is PS 99, and so we'd like to share a little bit about that with you tonight. We're currently considering a proposal to truncate the 6th grade. And again, that was brought to us by the PS 99 SLT and superintendent's team. And a grade truncation essentially just means that, that grade will no longer be served in the next school year. So in this case, 6th grade would not be served at PS 99 in the 2025-2026 school year. So as we kind of dug around into this request, some of what we found was that the 6th grade enrollment was declining by about 28% over the last 5 years. And most of the 5th grade students were actually already enrolling in other middle school options and not staying for 6th grade at PS 99. And so the principal, essentially we confirmed what the principal was seeing and we agreed. And so I do want to just make clear that this is a potential proposal. It has not gone before the PEP yet. We are still engaging with the school communities. We have touched base with them. We actually got this request last year. And so the community is pretty well informed. They're very supportive of this. And we are anticipating starting that formal process to propose the truncation in the coming weeks. And I'm actually going to describe what that process would look like.
Yeah, and just before I click to the next slide, I'll add that before Rhea describes the formal proposal process, she mentioned that we've talked to the community already. And what that has looked like was meeting with the SLT in June at the end of last year, and then actually joining their PA meeting in September to talk about the potential proposal. So already some ongoing conversations and some partnership with principals FORSA to make sure that folks are aware that this is something that might be under consideration.
Okay, so like this potential truncation, any change to school utilization actually goes through what's called the Chancellor's Regulation A190, and that actually governs the public review process for any significant changes to school utilization. So that can be truncations, mergers, co-locations, opening of new schools, things like that. And we have a legal process that we're required to follow. The first is publishing an educational impact statement or a BUP, so the EIS or a building utilization plan. We hold a joint public hearing with the impacted community so that they're able to make a public comment. Those comments are then recorded and published in what we call an analysis of public comment. And then we arrange for the panel of educational policy or the PEP to vote on that proposal. So that is sort of the legal process that we follow. But as you can see, we do lots of other types of engagement. As Reba just mentioned, we meet with SOTs, we meet with parent communities, we meet with CECs, as well as other DOE stakeholders, because while we do work and have a lot of data, there are other offices that have more data than we do on very specific topics, and we want to make sure that all of our bases are covered. So those are the types of engagements that we do. One of the partner offices that we work really closely with are like SCA or the Office of Space Planning. And they do things like building walkthroughs to really understand what space looks like in a particular building. And that helps to kind of inform our decisions for some changes that can come to any particular school community.
All right, so thank you, Rhea. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and share a different screen, because as was mentioned, there is data that informs this work that we do share with the CEC, and that is available on the website of the DOE, which I can also link in the chat so folks have it and can be available on the CEC's website or however they share information. And this is one of those data sources. It's what we call the district data summary, and we do share it annually. I will say that this summary was shared in the summer, so it has enrollment data from last year. It's not up to date with current enrollment at school that has started this year. But what we do, to Rhea's point and kind of what we were just describing, is anytime there is any sort of analysis that we're doing or work based on trends, of course, when we get to the point of having conversations or considering any potential change, we do also look at live enrollment and building level data and things that are not necessarily captured here. But this is one source and one kind of comprehensive document. And you'll see here the table of contents, which shows how much is in here. I think since Vijay said very many times at the top, we are packed in terms of agenda. We do just want to highlight a couple specific data trends and pages in this document. But then when we turn it back to the council and the community for Q&A, if there's anything folks do have questions on or want us to pull up, we certainly can. So Ray, do you want to kick us off with citywide before we dive into the district level data?
Sure. So overall, we've been seeing a decline in city enrollment. That decline in K-5 was about 14%, but in District 28 for K-5, that number of decline, or that rate of decline, was actually only 10%, so just slightly lower than the citywide, than the enrollment across Queens, not citywide. Apologies. And so, you know, that.
Sorry,
Sorry?
we don't have the district level data yet up on the screen, so maybe just talk citywide so it's clear what.
Oh, so sorry. Okay, sorry. So what we've been seeing citywide is, again, a decline in enrollment. That decline was about 12% for schools from across the city. So we saw a very steep decline kind of over COVID, and then we saw a very, very slight increase, again, just in the last year. And as Reba mentioned, some of this data is not exactly current, but at the time it was a slight increase from the past year. Go down. All right. Fantastic. So over the last 5 years in District 28, the total enrollment has declined by about 9%. So that's everything from 3K to 12th grade. All right. And middle school, we also saw that decline between 2019 and 2023, but then enrollment slightly increased between 22-23 and 23-24. So that kind of last year. And so we're thinking that maybe the enrollment trends will start to stabilize and we'll see either less of decline or an increase. Okay, so in addition to sort of the overall enrollment decline, we also like to look at residential decline, because if there are less residents in the neighborhood, you may see enrollment decline. So here in grades K-5, we saw that the residential the residents actually decreased by about 9%. And on the middle school and high school, they both decreased by about 3% over the last 5 years. So what that shows is that the enrollment decline is actually fairly closely tied to the residential decline, and that might be the actual reason why you've seen a decline in enrollment K-5.
Yeah, and I would say that's true on the elementary school level. On the middle school level, seeing a bigger enrollment decline than a population decline. I think for us, why we look at this data is that's an indication potentially around choice. And if it's not residents that are driving the decline, it might be families leaving district schools for other options. And as described, that's an indicator for us where we can have conversations with the superintendent or school communities about adding programs or thinking about what's happening on a school level that might result in those types of choices, and where we can support with kind of pointing out that data so that efforts can be made to recruit or increase enrollment in certain school communities. So those are two of the, I would say, district level data points looking at enrollment and residential data side by side that we like to highlight. I'm going to scroll through a few pages to highlight just a couple more. The next one that I wanted to point out is this list, which captures citywide schools at the bottom 25% of enrollment. You'll see here that District 28 is the last marker on this table. In Queens, having small schools is not necessarily something that we see a lot of. And sometimes small schools are actually by design. We have of the small schools in Queens, a lot of them are because the buildings are really small. But we did want to point out here one of the small schools. And again, bottom 25% citywide is just like a point for us to look at. It doesn't mean anything. There's not like an indicator that means that that equals some sort of change, but it is something to look at and consider. Why is a school small? In this case, Jamaica Children's, I would say one of the reasons it's small is because it's co-located with PS40 and the schools share a zone and share a building. So some of that is because of space. And that's the type of thing where we look at this and think, is there anything that within kind of our toolkit we can do to support this school? Enrollment here has actually gone up, but so that's something to look at too. Some of the smaller schools, it's because we've seen enrollment go down. We also look at applicant data to see if there's demand for a school. But this is something that we like to call out just for folks to be aware of smaller schools, because sometimes those schools might need support because a smaller school oftentimes means a smaller budget. A couple more data points. I'm sure folks are looking at their watches, giving the agenda. So we'll just highlight, I think, 2 more pages and then pass it back to the CEC. The first one here, or the next one here, is about enrollment and capacity. And this is data based on the Blue Book, which I can also share in the chat. And for folks in the room, and I did this the other night at CEC30, if we get to it, it might be really helpful actually for us to look at a building in the Blue Book to explain how to read it. But that is a public document that the SCA, or the School Construction Authority, puts out that assigns a capacity or a number of seats at every school building. And it does take into account class size law. So it's a good source for seeing how much space buildings have. You'll see here that on the district level. Yes.
Can you zoom in a little bit on your screen?
Definitely.
So we're sharing on a large screen here in our office, so.
Is that better?
Sure, I guess. Thanks.
Okay. And I'll move around a little bit. So I'm looking at this table here where it says District 28 enrollment and capacity. And you'll see at the district level, there is a very slight excess of elementary school seats, a bigger excess of middle school seats, and a deficit of high school seats. Of course, this is the district, and certain neighborhoods experience more overcrowding or less overcrowding than others. So we have this as like a baseline data point and then dig deeper on a neighborhood level or on a school level. We are adding more seats in the district to address both a seat need where there is one and to help build more capacity for new programs and ultimately class size law implementation. We had an addition open at PS 174 this September. There's one opening at PS 160, which is a replacement for the TCUs that were there. Here at the 182 Annex, this is not a new building. This is just them gaining a couple rooms in the building that they lease. And then the last one here is the new high school that's being built on Hillside Avenue that will open in September 2026. That will largely address the seat need for high school in the district, but of course, high school is citywide, and we do have a lot of high schools that are very overcrowded in District 28. But this is just one way that we look at addressing overcrowding, which is by adding new buildings and new sites with our partners at the SCA. And then the last data point that we wanted to point out, at least based on our kind of priorities here, is the District 75 seat need, which I'm scrolling down to. I know folks here who have been here for a while know that where possible, we do try to open new District 75 programs or expand them where there's space so that students who live in the district don't have to travel outside of their neighborhood to access a special ed program. So here, if you look at the numbers on the bottom at this table, you'll see that based on the number of seats in each district or in your district broken out by each grade band, there is a deficit on the elementary school level, and there is sufficient capacity on the middle school and high school level. Again, this is district-wide, so of course, based on neighborhoods, we do still have seat needs, and there are still families who are having to travel far for these programs. And that's something where not only are we trying to add seats and add capacity, but also partner with the Office of Student Enrollment, who makes placements, to try to figure out really where those seats are needed and where students can be placed close to home based on their IEP needs and what each D75 school offers. But did want to point out this seat need in the district, as that's something that we'll continue to be working to address. So we'll pause there. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so I can see you all. And VJ, I'll pass it back to you. I know we're gonna wait for questions, but I'll just say thank you again for letting us share.
No, thank you so much for being here, for you and your team members. What I appreciate is if you put a link to the tables and to the presentation or to the entire report in the chat. That'll be great. So that way our community has access to that and they can all view as well on their own. So thank you for being here again. I know many of you may have questions for Reba and Ria. So at the end of our presentations, they will take questions for the questions section. Again, if any of you have comments to make about, or you want to speak later on in our public comment section, please write the word speak. Our trackers, Quentin and Julie, our team members, are looking at the chat to get information, to gather information. Also, I'd like to really quickly point out that we have Ms. Tamika Nurse Carter, who is from FACE. And while she makes her way up to give remarks and bring any updates, I'd like to acknowledge our principals who are in the room. So principals, Tamika, you can go ahead. Okay, she's ready. Perfect. Go ahead. You can unmute there and you can do your thing from there. You may want to step back so we can.
Okay.
Here.
Get my notes.
Okay. There you are.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, council members. Thank you. I look forward to continuing being in partnership with you, being in community with you and engaging with you. Just a few things that's going on at FACE. We are working really hard on our 3rd annual resource fair. That will take place on November 16th. That is a Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Mary Bertram High School. It will have a lot of resources, a lot of supports for family. We also will have a section for children, which will work a lot activities on NYC Reads. That is the big initiative that we're working on. NYC Reads activities for students and families, and many more. We have job readiness, mental health, and wellness for students and adults. We also have some youth job readiness workshops and much, much more. So we look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday, November 16th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Mary Bertram High School. And I will put the flyers, we have it in multiple languages. I sent it to the council, so they can also distribute that to the community as well. Thank you.
You want to tell people who you are? You want to tell them who you are?
Oh, I didn't say. Oh, sorry. Hi. Hi, everyone. My name is Tamika Nurse Carter. I am the liaison for D23 CEC Council. Thank you.
She means D28. I know that.
28.
The great 28.
I'm sorry.
You know, that's what she means.
28.
She's from FACE also. So Tamika is our new liaison, and we're happy to have her in partnership. So right before Mr. Stephen Chernigoff from Queens South High School present, he's our friend and partner in the community. I want to say hi to our principals. Principals, I'm going to ask you to unmute really quickly and just say hi. We have Principal Eric Van Newton. Can you please say hi really quickly? Followed by Principal. Go ahead. Okay, Principal Jacob Lau, go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for all your work, and thank you for inviting us in for your support.
And your school is?
Emerson.
Emerson. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Principal Eric?
Yes, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting us. I'm from PS 117 in Briarwood, and I've enjoyed the conversation thus far, and it's really great that everyone is here and staying on the same page. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you being here. Principal Greco.
Yes, hi, good evening, everybody. I just wanted to say hi. Thank you so much for having me. And that's it. Welcome.
And your school, sir, and your school.
Oh, Russell Sayes Junior High School 190.
There you go. Excellent. Thank you for being here. You're always here. Principal Michelle Cespedes.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I'm the principal of Jamaica Children's Magnet School. I just want to say thank you to everyone on the CEC for doing this. We know that you volunteer your time, and we're so happy to be part of the Great 28.
And thank you for making it great. Thank you so much. Principal Robin Signal, Hasbury.
Yep. Hello, everybody. A very familiar face. I am Principal Hasbury Signal of Ellington Magnet. It's great to see everybody. And I wish I had more teachers with me tonight, but you know that I'm always here. So thank you for inviting us and being a part. Thank you.
So much. Principal Dr. Hazel Ann.
Hello, everyone. Dr. Hazeland Lewis, happy principal at PS 174, and I'm looking forward to chatting later on. Thank you so much to superintendent, deputy superintendent, the wonderful team, and also the CC, and also Mr. Zeidel, Bruce Zeidel. Great partnerships in District 28.
Thank you so much. Thank you for all that you do as well. Principal Catan, Katana Saint.
Good evening, everyone. It is wonderful to be in community with everyone, and thank you for all that you do. I am the principal at the New Preparatory Middle School 8 in South Jamaica, Queens.
Thank you so much for being here. Principal Rena Mangeris, long time. Here you go.
Good evening. I'm Rena Manjaris, principal of PS 50. Thank you very much for having this very important meeting. Thank you again to all the communities, the collaboration, and thank you for recognizing all the different cultures. That's what makes the beauty of District 28, the Great 28. All of us together here supporting and putting the needs of our children first. Thank you.
And you add to that as well. Thank you so much. To all the principals who came on tonight, please, Patricia Haley, Principal Patricia Haley, please, where are you? If I don't see, let me add you. Hold on. Patricia Haley. You all see any other principals? PAT. There she is. I want to unmute her right now. Great. Please put the word principal before your name so I can find you in the chat that way in the team. Go ahead, Principal Hanley.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Patricia Hanley, the principal of PS 54. I hope everybody's school year is getting off to a great start. I know we're really busy, but we're excited about everything to come in this school year.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We always want to welcome our principals who always take time to be here. We are happy to be in partnership with you, and you are the reasons why, one of the key reasons why our school community is great. And we want to let you know that please do come and tell your colleagues, other principals, we need to see more of them present at this meeting once a month, that we do look forward to acknowledging all of you. So without further ado, Stephen Chernigoff. He is here, and he's the executive director of Queens High School, South High School, and he's going to present at this time. Stephen, over to you.
There we go. Thank you, BJ. Sorry for that. Now I'm able to speak. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here as always. I bring greetings from Dr. Van Ness, who could not be here, and so I'm taking her place. I'll share a short deck with you. As you know, our district vision is to nurture schools, families, partnerships, and communities, and fostering affirming environments of empowerment, engagement, and infinite possibilities for students to explore, achieve, and succeed. And our district mission is based on SEEDS, sparking innovation, elevating equity, diversity, and access, ensuring accelerated learning, developing student self-efficacy, and strategically engaging families and partners. I hope the audio is on. I'm going to play what would Queens South High School meeting be without one of our videos. If you, VJ, if you can't hear the sound, then just let me know, please.
My name is Dr. Josephine Yvonne, proud superintendent at Queens South High School.
Can you expand your screen, please?
To our leaders, educators, support staff, and district.
We'll start again.
My name is Dr. Josephine Yvonne, and I'm proud superintendent of Queens South High Schools. Welcome to the school year. To our leaders, educators, support staff, and district community, I feel honored, blessed, and excited about entering into year 3 with you all, as we continue to lift the achievement and the success of our students and community. Over the last 2 years, we have deepened culture and our commitment to excellence and launched initiatives such as STEM in the South and CoinFest to ensure our students are provided with career-connected learning and have financial literacy development. As student leadership and voice is at the core of our efforts, we have expanded our MBK chapters and officially launched our MSK cohorts. Always investing in the development of our leaders and educators, we have provided professional development to deepen capacity. This year, our theme is intentions that lead to impact. As we enter the new school year, I ask you, how will you intentionally lead, teach, educate to ensure that all of our students are achieving beyond their potential? I want to remind you that whatever you do, remember to do it with love, with passion, with high expectations, knowing that our students can and will achieve greatness with your support. And as always, remember to continue to plant seeds of excellence. Let's have an amazing school.
Okay.
My name is
Dr.
Joseph
Sorry.
Proud superintendent of South High School.
Okay. So I'd like to advance the deck. All right. All right, we had many areas of success in District 28 and throughout Queens South High Schools on our Regents exams. We had increases in virtually all of the Regents exam data, especially in District 28, as you can see. However, we did go down in 2 areas. One was the Algebra 1 Regents, which was a brand new Regents exam and a brand new curriculum, and also a small decrease in the living environment Regents data. And we are focusing on that in addition to a few other areas. So I'll just briefly tell you about our DCEP goals for this year. Last year, our goal was to improve student reading by using corrective reading as our Tier 3 intervention. And the goal was to have 50% of the students improve by 2 grade levels. We didn't meet the goal. 29% of the students improved by 2 grade bands, 19% improved by 1, and then we had 14% more students show some improvement. So we don't shy away from that. We continue to have that as one of our goals. For priority 1, all students learn to read well, and we will continue to push that as long as we are here. The most important thing is that students read and write well. We had improvements in our English Regents, as you saw, but we add that to this priority, and so we will look to improve to 80% on the English Regents this coming year, from 74 to 80. One of our goals last year was to improve our ML and L students' success on the English Regents, which we did achieve. They improved by 12 points from 23 to 35% passing. However, that is still not enough. And our goal for this year is to improve it by another 10 points from 35 to 45%, and we will not be satisfied until all students pass the English Regents and all of their Regents and graduate and go on to bigger and better things. Our goal for suspensions was met. We decreased by over 5% in the total number of suspensions from 23 to 24. and we continue to have that as our goal this year. Okay, priority 3, all students have a high quality academic experience. We had as the goal that the students with disabilities would improve by 7 percentage points. We did not meet that goal. The data went down, but we continue to have that as our goal. And so we have the goal for improving Algebra 1, and also for students with disabilities on Algebra 1, and also increasing the success of students on the new biology Regents exam. As you, I'm sure, know, there's a new biology exam and a new earth and space science exam. Our goal last year was that 85% of our students would have a personalized post-secondary plan through college advising and awareness. We did not meet the goal. We made 78%, but we have upped the goal for this coming year to 90%. And we want to see that happen. And really, all of our students should have a post-secondary plan. There's a lot on this slide about having many family meetings and professional learnings and town halls. We met the goal with a number of community meetings and so forth that we had last year, and we continue to have this as one of our goals because we work for our parents and students. And finally, we work quite a bit on attendance and chronic absenteeism. We did not meet our goal. Our goal was to decrease chronic absenteeism 3 points from 32 to 29%. We went down from 32 to 31.8%. So we didn't meet the goal, but this was still well below the citywide average. And we were the #1 high school district in the city for both attendance and chronic absenteeism. And so we will continue to work on that, again, until all students come every single day. And our goal remains to reduce our chronic absenteeism rate by 3 points. We have many things that we're doing. We've already had at least 10 professional learning sessions this year. In all of the content areas, we have professional learning for principals, for assistant principals, new and untenured leaders. We'll be starting our leadership pipeline. We do instructional coaching. We have Power Partner Fair, in which we bring many vendors who can really support the schools directly. We brought them to our September Principals Conference for the schools to meet them. And at the top, the first bullet is district collaborative visits. That's sort of a pre-PPO visit in which the district team visits every single school, all 29 of our schools, and provides feedback to the principal and the staff on how things are going, the state of instruction, what the school's instructional focus is and the look-fors, and the principals find it very beneficial. We've already done about a dozen of them, and we do them almost every single day. And the principals find it very beneficial. And we continue with our priorities: illustrative math, corrective reading, STEM in the South, making sure all of our students get advanced Regents diplomas. We have 15 future-ready schools. We continue to expand pathways to graduation and our CTE programs. And I just want to tell you about 2 events coming up. Next Wednesday, October 16th, is our high school fair at the Jamaica campus. I believe I sent the flyer to Dr. Benoit of District 28, but I will try to drop it in the chat. And then the week after that is our college fair for all of our students looking to go on to college. As you see here, here's all the social media handles, and we encourage you to visit our website. And I want to thank you and have a good evening. And I'm here to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chernigoff. We also believe that having good partnership with your team and Dr. Van Ness is important because guess what? Our kids are going to high school. So it's part of the process. So having you and your partnership with us here is very important. It's very important for us to continue the work that we do. And thank you for agreeing to always be here with us. We have an agreement that you'll be here every 3 months or so to present it from the Queens High School. So we appreciate that. And please give our regards to Dr. Van Ness and let her know we are in partnership and we appreciate all of you. Thank you. Moving along, my dear friends, we're going to be going now to our council members our bylaw committee team members. They are here to present the bylaws. So for the community, what you should know is this. We, as a council, we function with bylaws that governs our body, our CEC body. And with that, those are the laws that we have to abide by and live by. But every school year cycle, we have to review those bylaws and update them based on new chancellor's laws or revisions to the laws that happened. For example, when the pandemic happened, we had to adjust the bylaws to accommodate for that. Now that we are somewhat not post-pandemic, but some restrictions have been lifted, we have to also adjust the bylaws now again to reflect where we are currently. So we're going to be asking our members G.K. Kalyanaram and Gurumurthy and Yutao Chen, who are the chair members of the bylaws committee, to present the bylaws. Community, what is your role? Tonight, this presentation is for you, community members, for you to look at these bylaws. And if you think, I don't agree with that, you all should, because you all elected us to serve on your behalf. So you have a say. And we have to present this 2 times at our meetings and then get your feedback and then vote to adopt these bylaws. Our goal is at our November meeting, we will adopt the new bylaws. So this meeting is solely for presentation of the bylaws, that the changes that has been made, and to receive your feedback. So over to Yutao Chen and to G.K. Kalyanaram Gurumurthy. Can you start?
All right, everyone. Good evening. Good to see everyone here. GK has to step out for some other engagement, but I'm here to kickstart the process to start collecting our community feedback on our 2-year-old, 3-year-old bylaw that we are updating in this cycle here. So I put the links to the bylaws as well as contact information for it to the bylaw committee and all the individual members, so that you can take a look at the document and see and give us feedback on the various changes we made, and also if you need clarification on why things work this way, maybe we can work with you to give some give you some answers, or at least we can try to find out the answers. So a quick overview of the process. What we did was we received a template for all citywide CEC councils. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see my screen. Okay. All right. So, right. Okay, so we received the template that we'll start to work with based on the updated like a new format of the CEC members and also the different in recent updates based on the chancellor's regulation and so on and so forth and meeting online meeting laws. So this is we at a very high level we pretty much just added made some minor changes in the first 8 or 9 sections so that we adjusted some of the numbers such as the officer. We have some leeway to decide whether what kind of officer positions we have and their roles, etc. We made our changes based on our past or current committee structure and reflected that in the by updating the template. Meanwhile, the piece that we update most, thanks to actually to Natifa for a lot of past work she did, was the members' code of conduct. So as a committee, as a community, basically, we want to work as a group on consensus basis, and we want to have like a environment that's welcoming and basically conducive to great work for broader collaboration and communication. So that's why we spend a lot of time on the code of conduct. To basically give us some guidelines and some pointers and some suggestions on how we should conduct ourselves and how we should better communicate and work together with each other. So this is so with that, I'm just going to do a quick overview. The first section is basically about the structure and the nomination, how we do our business, including electing the officials, including the duty of officers, and what we do when we have vacancies in office, as we have experienced in the last calendar year, and also how we conduct our meetings. There are some like hard regulations, rules we have to follow, such as giving public notices for meetings and such as like the meeting quorum and how we do our calendar meetings and the business meetings and the special meetings, such as what some of you might have attended the small class size committee meeting a few last months, and some of you will probably have went to other. We're going to have other special meetings as well to with prior public notice by the stipulation of the bylaws. So with that, I think the most important part is basically the code of conduct, how we want to better collaborate and how we can, to meet efficiently and communicate efficiently. So we want to be respectful of each other, both online and offline, and we want to all right. We want to basically these disciplinary actions. So we hope that we'll never have to get to that, but we have to have this section to make sure that if there are any violations, both the community members as well as the council members can have a common place. We have a common document we can refer to say, okay, you are violating this law and what are the consequences. So yeah, this is basically the outline of the business meetings and what we normally do. This is you can probably see something familiar in our regular meeting invites, and that is why we do things that way. Sometimes you find it weird or strange, but that's in the bylaws. And also, we're going to send out the minutes and etc. And we also work with the PAs and superintendents, and we have some rules about the vacancies and the process that we're doing right now to change the bylaws. So as I said, the most significant change from the template is basically the code of conduct, and we have the violations and remedies, as well as community norms. And the link is in the chat, so everyone, if you have any comments, we look forward to get feedback from the community and from the if you see anything that say, okay, we should improve or we should change, or you feel have questions on the current document or the way it was presented, let us know. So it's not a super long document, but yeah, if you have time and if you have questions, please let us know. And the contact information is in the chat. All right. With that, I guess I'm going to ask if GK has anything to add.
No, really, you covered it pretty good. Very nice. We want the community to make comments, critiques, so that this can be a collaborative document produced, created by all of us, so that we have a common stake in it. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. And I'd like to thank everyone in the committee and in the council to give for all the feedback that already received, and yeah, it's really valuable.
Thank you so much, co-chairs Utah Chen and GK Kalinaram Gurumurthy. Got it. I got it. I knew before the year finished, I would say it, and I got it. And I'm gonna keep saying it, okay? Listen, yeah, we take this part of our meeting and our bylaws extremely seriously, because if you all know me, I run a tight ship, right? So we make sure we do things the way it needs to be done, because we are a public body. We have to follow OML laws, open meeting laws, and we have to make sure we are accountable for what we are doing as a body, as a community, as a district, and as a city. After all, we are fighting and we are going forward our scholars, our children. They're our future, so it's important. To the committee members, thank you for spending time on doing this. I want to say special thanks to Tifa Lewis for really investing a lot of your knowledge and wisdom over the years into making sure that our bylaws is inclusive, is equitable, and is practical in what we do to meet the needs of our district. So at this point in time, the community, I'm asking you, the community, to raise your hand if you have any feedback for us on topic, which is right now the bylaws. So just raise your hand if you have any feedback for us on the bylaws. You can raise your hand at this point now. We'll have a few minutes for that. Community feedback.
And also, I'd like to add that after today's meeting, obviously, we're going to keep the communication channel open. We're going to keep receiving feedback. If you don't have time to read it tonight, obviously, hope we can give you another 2 weeks or so. I think that's a reasonable time
What date
for
is
us
that? What date
to,
that would be? Give us a date, 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today, that'll be October 24th.
So
Yeah.
we will have until, you will have until October 24th. Co-chairs, is that okay with you?
Good, great.
To receive community feedback for your email. Can you please put an email address where community members can send feedback?
Okay, sure.
It can be the general email address, it would be great. That will come to our administrative assistant.
Let's
and
do
she
that.
will- So
Right.
please put that in there.
Okay.
And also, I'm gonna ask council members at this time, I'm gonna go down the list, please, really quickly. Please, really quickly, because we all had a chance to look at this before this meeting, so it's not a moment for, please. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you if you have any comments or feedback for the committee, which you had a chance to do before, but in public, I have to do this also. Quentin, first Vice President, Quentin Messitin, do you have any feedback for the committee on the bylaws?
I have no feedback. It looks good to me.
Thank you, sir. Next we have, well, Utah, you presented, you're the co-chair, thank you. He's our second vice president. Recording secretary, Latifah Lewis, any feedback?
No.
Thank you so much. Treasurer Tanya Wend, any feedback?
Yes, can I say one thing quickly?
Yes,
Is it
please.
okay? All right, okay, so, section 3.
Unmute.
Let me unmute. Section 3, it's page 12, section 3 under quorum and majority, right? Section 3.2 official actions. Here we still have a portion that states, obviously, quorum is met by 7, but then we said there shall be no proxy or absentee voting or polling by phone or email, but I'm not sure that's what you intended to put. If it is, I agree, but if it's not, then we need to change it for individuals who may be attending remotely.
Got it.
Right.
That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
Thanks for your feedback, okay. Members Julie Suck. Okay, member Neuron Swapner. I think she's absent.
Yeah.
If I don't hear you on mute, I'm gonna move along, folks. I'm sorry, but you have to be on. All right. GK, you were a co-chair, so you're good. Member Pakila Williams? No feedback. Member Simone Dornbach?
I'm very thankful that you did this, and I'm really sorry I did not have the time to read through it. So I don't have any feedback. I don't know if it's fortunately or unfortunately,
Well,
but thank you for doing this.
You have 2 weeks as well, yes. Yeah.
You have 2 more weeks.
Then we'll be sorry. No. Thank you. Members, Lauren Clavin, who is absent. So, and I want to, my feedback is great job. And thank you for taking the role to do this great, amazing work. Member Lou Zhao. Where did I call you? You on the list. Never miss you, Lou. Go for it, Lou. Can we have a mute there?
But yeah, I'm okay with it. I think it's good. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, so that's the feedback for the bylaws. Thank you so much. Julie can't unmute. Can we unmute her, please? Can we make her co-host? She thinks she got bumped off before.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Julie, any feedback? Okay, unless you put in the chat, I couldn't unmute, but I have no feedback at this time. Thank you so much, Julie. Okay, moving along. So thank you all. We will have, so what we're gonna do is the council and the committee, actually, Utah and GK, they will take your feedback together with the committee, the council members' feedback. They're gonna work together with that and come back at our November meeting for a presentation of the final version of this bylaws to be voted on. At this meeting, we're not voting on the bylaws, we're presenting it. Next meeting, we will vote to adopt the bylaws, so we get all changes and suggestions in 2 weeks to have a final version by November 1st. Thank you all. Moving along, we have at this point in time, we're gonna have our council members report, followed by questions and comments from the community, and we have our speakers list. All those who have questions for our presenters, please be ready. We'll be calling you to make those suggestions and comments and questions. Also, those who are present in public here, you will also get a chance to speak as well first, and then we'll take the others, okay? So I'll call you in order, and please keep your report to a minimal, that's because of timing. We appreciate that. Member Quentin Messitin, first vice president, do you have a report, sir?
Yes, and I'll keep it to a minimum. As everyone knows, I'm the liaison of 161, 175, 206, and Queens Gateway phenomenal schools. Looking forward to visiting those schools. I have not visited them yet, so they're going to have even more information to tell me. But I'm confident with that leadership that they have and the PAs, PTAs, SLTs, that I'm going to have a wonderful report once I do visit. Other than that, I really appreciated Dr. Blake and his leadership in this time of massive distractions. He is leading by example. So thank you. And district planning report, thank you for that as well. As you stated, Reba, it is not you, it is the Office of Student Enrollment. So I will take my concerns to them because they need to be held accountable for a lot of the things that are happening, not you. Thank you for your report.
And as he said it, in the times of massive distractions, he will be addressing Reba later on. Okay. Thank you, Quentin. Next, we're gonna have second Vice President Yutao Chen. Yutao?
Stop multitasking with yeah. In the past month or so, I had the privilege of visiting two of my liaison schools. Principal Eric Van Gooden. We reconnected again, and it was a great conversation, and I saw so much progress and so much great work the school and the principal had done for the community and for the school. And I'm really happy to report that they are making like huge stride in the making the small class size law into effect into the that can best fit the school within a realistic time frame and the budget given. So that's amazing job. They actually added the methods, the small size class size goal for two of the 5 grades, and it was such an amazing job they did. And with all the new hire teachers, etc., I salute to you and to the school community. And also I had the privilege of visiting PS 101, and that was also a great visit, and the school was just getting started, and they had a lot of exciting programs going on. And the one thing maybe not everyone's aware is that they had a TV station within the school, and they just had a visit to the local ABC station. And there were like huge splash, and the kids were so excited to meet with news anchors, and it was actually in the news. Yeah, so it's that I'm looking forward to visit other schools, and I'm looking forward to receive more feedback from the school, from the liaison schools, as well as from any community members. Yeah, thank you. And
thank you, Yutao, and thank you for all the work that you do behind the scenes. Our members are busy. They are on the ground. They are visiting schools and stuff. Next, we have our recording secretary, Natifa Lewis.
Hi, good night, everyone. So I have a joint upcoming meeting end of this month for one of my schools. And I was a little out of commission for the past 2 weeks, so I didn't get to visit 2 others. However, I did have a lovely visit at PS 312 earlier. And I also just wanted to highlight, especially since it was the school that's mentioned for low enrollment. And they're pretty much at like 97, 98% of their capacity because they're only allocated for around 250 seats. However, one of the things, is one concern, and they're looking to hopefully present at an upcoming meeting. Not everyone knows they're there. And so this is one thing that I also want to just give feedback sometimes to the district office. I don't know how you can probably partner with the enrollment officers and so forth, because they're not the only school that sometimes if new students, transfer students or so forth, families go to the enrollment office, which is the welcome centers, which are serving 3 districts. They tend to direct students to the schools that they just know off of their head that have been around for 20 years or whatnot. But in the case of shared schools, a lot of times the smaller schools are not as well known, or they just know the building and not that there's multiple ones in there. So that's one concern. Apart from that, my report this evening is pretty light. Just, continue doing a great job in 28.
Thank you, Teacher Lewis. Next, we also have, I want to add really quickly how amazing our members have been, because not only they are liaisons and CC members, but we all have been building relationships with these principals and with these school communities. And it's a beautiful thing, because then we become really real partners and working for the common good. So thank you all for doing that and continuing to do that. Members, Treasurer Tanya Wend. Tanya.
Hello, I'm Tanya Wendt. I'm a liaison for Emerson, Redwood, Lead X, and for PS 220. So I connected with Principal Lau. He's on the call tonight. His biggest campus concern still continues to be the 167th Street in front of the school, because it's a two-way and there's a lot of traffic, and there were some fender benders and some things going on there at the beginning of the school year. Vic Noreen, also on the call, is very much aware of the issue and has been working on it behind the scenes. So we're going to try to keep working on it together to see if we can kind of resolve the issue, because our children's safety is, of course, utmost importance. In other news, there's a new parent coordinator at Emerson this year, Mrs. Sharif. And Emerson is going to be holding an open house for prospective scholars and families on October 17th from 8:30 to 9:30. I'll put the link in the chat for that. If you want to sign up and you want to check out Emerson, you're free to do so. As you know, middle school admissions are, supposed to be open. There was a bit of a glitch. I don't know if anybody realized. Some of you who have rising middle schoolers might have noticed there was a bit of a glitch, but they're supposed to be fixing that hopefully soon, or coming out with an announcement soon about that. And Atifa mentioned that she's going to be visiting a campus soon with some of us, and she is at MS8, which is Grossley, and Simone is at 284, which is Yucca. The three of us are all going to get together and visit the campus again together in just a couple weeks. We did the same thing last year, and it kind of helps to unite forces and go together and see the school. So we're looking forward to that. In terms of Lead X, Principal Tan Brown is there. And again, I'm going to team up with Simone and Quentin. Well, at least Quentin for sure, to go visit. Okay, good. Simone's going too. So Simone is on that campus for Count Basie, MS 72. And Quentin is not technically assigned to 993, but it's a D75 school on the campus. So he is going to come out and represent like he always does. So again, going to team up, and there's power in numbers. So we're looking forward to the visit again in a couple of weeks. Yeah, we can all go. You can come. Sure. BJ wants to come too. Okay. If there's space, sure. And PS 220, I sat in on their SLT meeting earlier this week, and I just want to give a big shout out again to Principal Pizarro, who continues to hold very comprehensive SLT meetings. I mean, she's showing her team iPlan. She's making sure that everybody's got access. She discussed iReady results from last year. She went over the budget and how the funds are allocated. She showed state test results from June. Even if they're not great, she's showing them because that's what the parents want to see. And then she noted that next month they're going to look over the beginning of the year iReady results, which is happening across all of our schools, right? And as the budget was discussed, it was noticed that the school needs additional devices because not every student has a device at that school. Last year's incoming kindergarten class didn't get a device, and this year's incoming kids didn't get one either. So she submitted a resume, and so we're hoping that comes through. She also mentioned that her New York council member changed from Lynn Schulman to James Gennaro. So there was some changes, right, in some council members, just so that everybody's aware. Yeah, that happens often, right? And I'm going to visit again soon to assess any kind of capital improvements that might be needed. There recently have been some upgrades to some AC units, some water fountains, and some solar panels. and their playground and schoolyard is getting a renovation. And part of their schoolyard is going to be closed off for a while, I think for about a year, but hopefully at the end of it, it'll come out great, right? And I think that's it. I'm going to put in the chat information about middle school enrollment, but you guys should be able to hopefully find it on the DOE websites, but let me drop it in the chat as well. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Tanya. And I'm going to be asking our administrative assistant, Dorinda C. Mungo from the back end, to please send an email out to all the principals, asking them what is the number of shortage of laptops they have in their schools. Because I think it's ridiculous post-pandemic when we realize how there was a big inequity for access to technology for our district, that we still have issues in the schools that some kids come almost a month in to a school year and they still don't have access to an equipment. It's not acceptable at all. So we need to work with our principals, and we're going to advocate from the local and the city level with our district, of course, as partners, to ensure that our students and each school have the equipment. And Dorinda, you and I can talk about behind the scenes what that email looks like to get a feedback. Or we could prepare maybe a Google form, so they can just simple. Let's click, report how much they're missing, and by grade, so we can report next month. Maybe you can work with us on that, Tanya, to present what we need to work on. Thank you. Next we have is members Julie Suh. Are you able to unmute Julie? Yes, there you are, Julie.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hi.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm remote, so I think I had to turn everything on, my phone and my laptop. Okay. I visited, so I'm the liaison for, well, first I just want to say my coworker passed yesterday suddenly of a heart attack at a very young age, very unexpectedly. So just life is fragile, and everyone just have some perspective. Hug all the people that you love and let them know, because I was shocked. I'm still processing it. I'm the liaison for PS 303, Junior High School 157, and MS 217. Principal Burns invited me to visit his school, and it was disheartening to see the students still have their annex temporary building next to the actual school. They have to walk out of the school to go to class, to some of those classes. And, as the weather gets colder and the weather is unpredictable, I do worry for them. And so that was very disheartening. But the meeting with Principal Burns was very engaging. It's always like time flies when I meet with him. He's so inspiring. He was rattling off so many things he's proud of with the students' achievements. Happy to hear that one of the projects that he mentioned last year is moving forward, of an unusable room in his building being converted to a technology classroom. So that's going to happen. That's exciting. And I'm going to visit again. We ran out of time to visit the classroom. He wants to show me a particular classroom. And I look forward to trying to visit PS 303 and 157. Tanya, you were so gracious with the way you described the middle school application. Some of my parent friends are upset. They're frustrated because it was much anticipated to apply for middle school. So I know there's people working hard behind the scenes and getting and in charge of the process. I just feel like we could be better about communication and process, because I'm hearing from the parents. And if you put yourself in their shoes, this is such a big day. I'm going to be looking forward to it one day with my child and waiting for that day. So just better communication, better process for middle school applications. And Utah, thanks for talking about my daughter's school, PS 101. the BTV, it should be in every school, like students talking to the school about what's happening around the world and speaking on in the morning. That's all I have today.
Thank you so much, Julie, and our condolences to you and your friend's family. We apologize. Next we have member Luza.
Hi everyone. Okay, so I will gonna visit PS 54 tomorrow. So I will bring back next month principal Hannah is here, and I'm looking forward meeting her tomorrow. A few things I want to mention is we last month's meeting I talked about a little bit illuminative math, and mentioned the result came out, they presented in CCHS, and Stephen today confirmed that the Algebra 1 region result is really not very satisfied. Well, and it's not a question, but I just want to reiterate my concern on this. I personally believe illuminative math is a grand idea, good intention, but just doesn't fit for large scale public school, especially when most of our children have very shallow foundation. It's not a solid foundation. So I think this is something we should considering. I cannot say I'm some kind of authority expert or anything. I just I did put quite a lot of time research into this matter. I'm pretty convinced it's not a good curriculum. I know it's going to be mandated, and there's going to be training and everything. Try to improve on top of this, but I just want people in authority understand, have a some kind of a reservation, in case it doesn't work, pivot quickly, instead. Another thing is I put into the chat, I got accidentally log out, but I don't know if I received an answer, but I'm just verbally raise this question again to the district planning office. I think I'm not sure if Rita is still here. Yeah, so the question is on two schools. One is Queens High School for Science at York. A couple years ago, we have went through the process to identify a new campus for the school because the school building is kind of expired already, but this continue to use. There was a location identified, but then later determined it wasn't a fit location. At the time, it was mentioned there's a new school location on the hill, I think a hillside, right? It was considered as a possible solution, but Rita just mentioned that's going to be a brand new school instead of giving to Queens High School for Science. I just want if Rita can give an update on that. If there are any plan for York. Another is Forest Hill High School. I mean, it's crazily crowded, even though with the overall, decrease of enrollment, it used to be 200% over capacity. Right now, it's like 150 something. So it's still crazy, right? So, is there any plan? I mean, honestly, like some attention building like what CO3 or 144 did, could release some of the pressure. So just one, Rita, even yeah.
Reba, you want to answer his question? Even Stephen, if you want to add anything to that, you can, from Queens South, maybe you can also chime in. Go ahead.
Yeah, so there were two questions.
Lower the volume.
One about Queens High School for the Sciences at York. We do know that they are in need of space, and we did a walkthrough there this summer and have been negotiating with CUNY and having conversations about additional classrooms if possible, at least as a more immediate solution. Those conversations are ongoing and definitely we've been talking a lot with the principal and are well aware of the space needs there. We went with someone on Dr. Van Ness's team and the folks at Space Planning to meet with them in person and to really actually see the facility. And then relatedly, the new building at Hillside, it is a new building. I think we want to have community conversations because there are competing needs about a couple schools that are interested in being resited there and growing, and or potential new schools. I think that's the type of thing where we would like to have a specific conversation with all of those stakeholders, including you all and CCHS, to start to get some feedback about what goes into that school building. It opens in 2026, and we are, I would say, in the next couple months, like planning to engage on that a little bit more publicly and have some of those conversations. And I think Queens High School for the Sciences is one of the schools that is interested in going there, and we've heard from a few others. So we have to figure out, I think, how to reconcile that. And I will just say that we don't want to give up the space at CUNY because, as y'all know, there is a seat need in Queens. So I think we want to figure out how to make that space as good and as, you know, good of a relationship as possible. And if we were to get to a point where we decide to move Queens High School to the Sciences to Hillside, I think we would want to figure out what would go there in its place. Like, there's a lot of moving pieces, all having to do with the fact that there's a Queens High School seat and space need, both already and then with class size law. And then class size law relatedly, and Forest Hills, that is one of the top schools in terms of need for space. And I know that SCA is investigating there and at a lot of other campuses where there is options to either build new capacity or new schools. So that's kind of an ongoing conversation. I don't have a definitive update on Forest Hills, but as soon as we do, I know it will be shared back with this community since you all are part of that community. And the last thing I'll say on high schools, but I could talk more, but just related to the questions, I mentioned the new building on Hillside. A big piece of the perpetual Queens, I think, high school seat need is other new buildings that are opening. So Hillside is the one in D28. We are looking for new sites all over the city. Another proposed school where we are opening high school seats, but in a middle school building, is the new HBCU Early College Prep that folks might have heard about. That's proposed on the January PEP to open in Q238, which is in District 29, but right off Hillside Avenue. And that school will have 40% of seats prioritized to districts 28 and 27. So that is hopefully also another add to the Queens South High Schools, seat need and community.
Thank you so much. Mr. Chernigoff, is there anything you want to add to that?
No, I think Reba said it very well. Just in terms of illustrative math, I think reasonable people can disagree reasonably, but I think if you look at historically the math achievement data in New York City, it has not been very good. And I think that illustrative math is very promising and has a lot of good practices embedded within it, but it's a new curriculum and teachers needed time to figure it out, and they will do better the second time around. And I think we also have to recognize that it was a brand new Regents exam. It's the first time given. There were very few exemplars. No one knew what was going to be on it. And some of the things that were on it, indeed, were not addressed in illustrative math because nobody knew it was coming. And the state did not put out much information about it ahead of time. So I think all of these factors created sort of a perfect storm in which everybody's data dropped. But that's also a part of implementation science, that when you try something new, you actually take a step backwards in many cases because it's so new, you have to learn how to do it. And then there's an upswing. So I think that illustrative math is very promising. but it needs to be fine-tuned, and teachers need to figure it out. And it's a very different way of teaching math than what probably all of us, probably the way that all of us were taught math, at least in this country. You know, I don't want to go on and on and on. It's a larger conversation, but
Thank
I
you.
do think it's based on very good principles.
And I will just add really quickly. I mean, and I hear what you're saying, Mr. Chernigoff, but I feel like, you know, the students are the guinea pigs, right? As we figure this out live, yeah, there's gonna be a drop, but who's really feeling that is the students, right? Because then we blame them and say maybe, well, they don't know the math, but maybe we're all learning together. And I think more needs to happen in terms of maybe the summertime, which or whatever it is, to train the teachers ahead of time in this new curriculum so they come ready. Because I mean, those who are learning, they're teaching the students, are like, well, who's gonna win here? So I feel like there are more conversations to happen amongst ourselves. How do we introduce a new plan, a new program, and implement it in a way where at least teachers know what they're doing, to your point, okay? That's my 2 cents to add to that as well. And thank you. You want feedback? You want to say something back? I'm sorry, you unmuted. Go ahead.
Well, I would just say that Queens South High School's probably, we know we did more professional learning last summer, throughout last year, and this summer, and ongoing now than anybody did anywhere in the city.
Good news.
So we did a lot, and I'm not trying to pass the buck. I mean, I brought it up in our presentation. We don't shy away from it. But we think that there will be improvements this year, and we will see. And people have to, but it's a different way of teaching math. It's a different way of learning math. But I think it really promotes both conceptual understanding and procedural fluency. And kids have always had trouble with that. So that it's nothing new. And so, you know, we're going to keep plugging away. We have a million professional learning sessions with the math teachers scheduled for this year. I mean, literally a million. And we're going to keep doing it and keep at it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're gonna move along. We have member GK Kalyanaraman Gurumurthy.
Now we can. Okay,
Thank you. So anyway, I'm a liaison for 4 schools, MS 358, PS 174, PS 144, and the Metropolitan Expeditionary Learning School. I've had communication conversation with all of them, and I plan to visit all the SLT meetings of all the schools. MS 358 received a substantial grant as magnet school about 7 years back, and they had a first magnet visit as assessment. They have been adjudicated to be doing very well, and they're going to receive 2 national awards in the immediate future. Congratulations to MS 358. MS 174 received Welcome Senator Adabo, and they had a community event with the students and others. PS44 is discussing the cell phone policy as or other schools. And I hope to visit all these schools, the SLTs, in the next few months, and I hope to report to you more substantially. Thank you.
Thank you so much, GK, and keeping it succinct. Pakita Williams, member Pakita Williams.
Okay. Hi, good evening.
Good
Can you hear
evening.
me?
Yes, go for it.
Pakita Williams. I am the liaison for PS 80, PS 99, and PS 196. So I'm going to start backwards. PS 196, I have I reached out to them. I'm waiting to hear back, but they did invite me to their, I had all of this together. Just bear with me, I'm new. So they did invite me to the SLT meeting, and from what I got a little bit, there's something going on with the auditorium. But I'm waiting to really visit the school officially, and I'll have more information at the next meeting. I also went to the PTA meeting for PS 99 when they talked about the removing K6 from the school. So, you know, I got a lot of insight on the purpose of that. When they talked about the sixth grade was going, you know, dwindling down, and the students were missing their friends. You know, the friends were moving on. Some of the parents didn't know that the school, I don't want to call it out because I don't want to be wrong, but it might have been Halsey, but the school, their community school, they wasn't aware of it, but they filled them in. So that was just the information from the PTA. And also they talked about maybe having this space, because the city is talking about making smaller classes. This will free up, you know, some of the space in the school. But once again, that was just through the PTA. I'm waiting to hear back from the school, from 99, to officially to walk through with the principal. Now, my last school, PS 80, I sent a request out. They invited me to the school on October 8th. I met with the principal, Miss McShane, the PC, Miss Bird, and the guidance counselor, Miss Chrissy. We had a lovely evening. Well, it seemed like an evening. It was all day, but we had a lovely time, and very nice people. So I want to start off with just saying how the math increased. Excuse me. The math has increased from overall. From 2022, it was 28.2%. 2024, it's 45.6%. So they also gave me, wait, I don't know if you can see, so I brought it for the council for everyone to see. Reading has increased from in 2022, 28%, I'm sorry, ELA, 28% to 2024, 42%. So again, I have the paperwork, and if anyone want to take a look. And for anyone that would like to know, any of the parents with students there, you know, feel free. It's open door. They'll give you all the information you need. So that was one of the great things. I went to an event. They invited me to an event that was hosted by Adrian Adams and Miss Katz. It was a Santa. It was. I know I have 2 minutes, so I'm going to use one of my minutes from the from 99 and another minute from 196. So I have actually. I'm going to just make 3 minutes. But anyway, long story short, they had an event, with a Christmas event. You know, they gave away book bags. They played games. They, you know, engaged a lot of the students showed up. So that was one thing. Let me see. This is the math. There is a dance school. They wanted to let you know that there's a dance school. It's called Ballet Tech, and they're coming into the school to interview. They start at the 3rd grade, and if the student is chosen, they have free 8-week session once a week during the school hours, but the academic will be accommodated. They'll accommodate for the academics, not in the school, but towards the dance, you know, they'll be at the dance studio doing whatever they need to do with the parents' consent. So this is a program that have the children that were in it from before have moved on, like really big in this dance company. So that's one good thing. The principal celebrate breakfast. I'm sorry, birthday. She has a birthday celebration on Fridays once a month for the students. Okay, let me just see, because I just want to throw everything together. They had some new teachers there were some openings for a few new teachers. So I'm happy to say they have filled all of the openings. And if anybody was interested in knowing the teachers, there's a new dance teacher, there's a new tech teacher. So, you know, feel free, call the school. They will give you all the information. They'll let you know the grades that were filled with the new teachers also. They're having an event, bring your dad. They had an event, bring your dad to school, where they gave out gifts and breakfast for the dads. So it went well. Tuesday on the 15th, they're having a breakfast activities and gifts for the grandparents to show appreciation for the support from grandparents that's caring for the children. Okay, and let me see, there's a new library. It should be opening in December. There's a multimedia room that's in progress. You know, they haven't broken the ground just yet. Okay, and now this is something that's going on for a while. They need a free after school. Now, I know last year they visited Adrian Adams' office. And that office requested like put together a financial you know, financially, like what is it that you want, how much money, you know. So they're waiting to hear back. They're waiting to hear back from that office. There was some type of grant for all of about 3D28 schools from the superintendent. They're waiting to hear back with that information also. Oh, that's it. Oh, my 2 minutes is up. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Okay.
Thank you, Pakita. She's one of our newest members on the council, and she's been trained well. You know, she coming back with you with notes, lots of notes. She's great. Thank you. Great job. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next we're gonna have Ms. Simone Dornbeck, council member.
Good evening. So I have not visited all of my schools yet. I visited junior high school 190, Russell Sage. It was a really nice talk I had with Principal Greco. And I thought to myself, we are so lucky in our district that we have so many great middle schools and elementary schools, but I'm the liaison for 3 middle schools, and especially because this is right now the time where parents are very anxious and a little bit stressed about the process. I do want to let you know that we have excellent middle schools and you shouldn't worry. Just go and make use of those open houses, speak to the principals, speak to parents there, bring your kid with you, and don't be too anxious because we have very strong middle schools. As indicated, I'll be having a school visit together with Tanya, Quentin, and Tanya and Nathifa. I wanted to ask our district administration about the committee that was formed regarding the computer-based testing, if there are any updates. And I also wanted to give a shout out to AAPS 303, who took it upon themselves to do something about it. They created a subject that is taught for from 3rd to 5th grade at Tech once a week. The kids are meeting with a teacher. They are going through, they're learning how to type. They're learning about internet safety. They're learning how a computer works. They're learning how to use and getting used so that they can, getting used to the program so that they are familiar with how to take a test on the computer. I have a couple of events. The first one, before I forget, parents, it is voting season. I want to stress, as somebody who is a new American, it is a privilege to vote. For those of us who are allowed to vote, please go out and vote. On November, when we come back, it already happened. I'm going to post a couple of resources. Just make sure you educate yourself, flip the ballot so that you know what you need to vote. There will be a Queensboro present event the virtual parent advisory board meeting that is next Tuesday, October 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. And the topic is meet the Queensborough President's Office. I think that will be very interesting and I encourage you to go. I will post the link. We heard about the Queens South High School Fair. There's also a virtual annual fall education convening sponsored by the Association of Black Educators of New York. It's on Saturday, November 9th from 1 to 3 p.m. The theme is cultivating new voices in the struggle for equity and social justice. I'm sharing this because we CEC members, we get a lot of information from all kinds of sources. And I find it important to share it out to the community in case you're also interested to participate. This is open to everyone. Again, I'm going to share the link in the chat. And I also want to share, there is a Black History Month essay contest for our scholars. It is due next year, January 7th. I will also share it with the schools that I am a liaison with, but I want to share it here with the parents in case you have a child who loves writing. This is an opportunity to showcase their talent, and I encourage them to hand in their essay. That's from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you all for the amazing work that you're doing. I'm liaison to 3 schools, PS 160, PS 140, and MS 310, who I'm in communication with. They're all doing great things. They're still getting their schools up and running, and they're doing a great job without any hiccups, without any stress at all. The school year started greatly for all 3 schools. I was able to sit in with for a parent coordinator interview for one of Julie's school to MS 217, and they were interviewing new parent coordinators, and we are so happy to be able to give our input and to make sure that our schools are equipped with amazing and effective parent coordinators to liaison with our parent community. So we will continue doing this work here. To all council members, thank you so much. We are going to be moving right along into our public comment section. We're gonna have 2 minutes each person. We're gonna have a clock limit set by our Tanya Wen, and we're gonna ask Jessica Zila, who's in person, to please go to the camera and to go ahead and do your talk. Go ahead, please, Jessica.
I'm gonna face you though.
Please go ahead. But you can unmute the F2, please, though.
Maybe.
Thank you. She did it. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
great. So I'm Jessica Zelo, right? I'm now the current Mel's PTA president. I'm very worried. We had our SLT meeting. There seems to be a lack of science teachers because there's like 7 for everybody in New York City, evidently. And so we are having a huge issue for an 11th grade science teacher. We're also in need of a special education teacher for 11th grade, and evidently there was 1 candidate. So there's a severe lack of, let's say, the pipeline to get teachers into the school. I don't know if there's a way to fast track them. Also, Mel's is a little different, right? Because it's an outward bound school, so they have to sort of fit our school community. But I'm very, very concerned about the lack of hiring and how we can hire qualified teachers to teach the kids. You mentioned safety. 102nd Street on the corners of both 67th Avenue and 67th Road are extremely dangerous. 175 Halsey, Forest High School, multiple daycares are all around there. The way that the community board decided to close off an entrance to Queens Boulevard has everybody going up the street. They see a green light, don't stop, run the stop sign, and the subway station is on the other side along with the Q60 bus. So there's a ton of kids for all of these schools trying to cross the street. And it's terrible. They should put a light in there. They got a light in on 108th Street because a cop hit somebody. But somebody's gonna get hit here and they really need to fix it. The next street over is to the hospital, and there didn't used to be a stop sign, and they put one in and it caused issues. Yeah. I also agree that we are guinea pigs for new curriculum. And so I'm actually happy that Mel's doesn't have to sort of adhere to some of this because of the way that the curriculum is. To me, curriculum should still be at an SLT level where you get to decide, like I did at 220, to sort of go ahead and move away if the program isn't working for you. One size doesn't fit all. I think SLT and the principals know what they need. And in regard, Blue Book and SEA is garbage. The SEA and the Blue Book loves to come up with numbers and they put teachers, like our art teacher, in a closet.
Question for you, Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
Which community boards,
Community board six.
Can you send me an email, please? And I will discuss with them to have collaboration with T, because that feedback from us, from you to us, to them about the issues with the traffic, the one-way street sign. You can just get clarity and understand why. I hope you follow the ensure safety is key.
Correct.
I appreciate that.
You don't know who your council people are sometimes too, right? Like Lynn is pretty,
Yeah, we do.
but everybody,
Well, you send me an email first on my part on that.
I know how to reach you.
Thank you, Jessica. Right, speaking well. Principal Hazel Ann Lewis, I saw you were put your name to speak. Did you want to speak in the public comment section, or was that a accident? If not, you can unmute now and do so. Shh, I'm sorry, guys. Principal Hazel Ann Lewis. Okay, so we'll move along to Tanisha. Tanisha Adjo, go ahead, please. Oh, she wants to unmute. Can we help her? Who? Principal Hazel Ann Lewis? 1 second. Let's try again.
She's on your video.
Thank
Okay,
you
go
so
ahead.
much. So I saw the unmute earlier on. Thank you so much for this forum. So I am Hazel Lewis, principal at PS 174, and some of my comments are directed to Ms. Reba and Ms. Ria Cumberbatch for their presentation tonight. I just want to say we have a beautiful new addition and we are working through some kinks, so we are still under construction zone. That being said, we are very much grateful for the work that's happened and the opportunity to have more seats. The history at PS 174 is that there were trailers outside with a pre-K center. And so now that we have the new addition, we want to move forward with having our 4 pre-K classes and 4 3K classes. So I'll need partnership with enrollment to help us get this rolling so that we can initiate it in the upcoming academic year. So I am really hoping to get some momentum around this initiative because we have the space now to implement new class size law in all of our grade, but we don't have the funding. So that's the other thing that we definitely need. We need the funding so that I can do the staffing. We don't have a lack of qualified teachers. We always have people wanting to be a part of our wonderful community. And there's a huge wait list for pre-K and 3K centers in the community. So please allow us to start our 8 classes next year. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much to you and to Reba and to Ria. Are there any comments, any feedback?
I think for now, I'll just say I heard the requests and we actually heard from the District 28 superintendent's team today, the request on your behalf about adding pre-K and pre-K. I would say broadly, that's not up to district planning, but we do partner closely with the Division of Early Childhood and Student Enrollment to identify space. And we agree that there is some space in your building to add programs. As mentioned, funding is limited, I would say both for small class implementation and for adding early childhood programs citywide. It's kind of an ongoing issue, and I know that there's a new deputy chancellor over at early childhood, but we hear you. And all over Queens, we removed TCUs and built additions, and there had been early childhood programs removed to facilitate some of that construction that now communities are advocating to bring back, and we are aware of that list and advocating also. So I don't have an answer and I can't guarantee that you'll get those programs, but definitely hear the request and we'll share it back with the folks who do that enrollment plan.
Thank you so much. She was heard. That's important. I appreciate that, Reba. Next we have is Donnell Patterson. Please go this, please. He's in person, and then we'll be followed by Tanisha Adjo, then Bruce Zaihal, then Ari Innes. And you can unmute there, please, on the computer. Yeah. And you can speak there, Dorinda. There you go. We can probably step back so you can see. There you are. Perfect. There you go. Go for it.
Thank you. Can anybody see?
Yes, we can see and hear you.
My name is Donnell Patterson. I'm here in District 428. I'm a social worker for the city. I'm on disability right now. I've been out for a little while, so I decided to come in and see what's going on in the community. One of my concerns is the amount of smoking stores, weed stores that's bouncing up around the area. And mostly down Rockaway Boulevard, where the children are, going back and forth from school a lot. And the stores are almost back to back together, so many popping up. And it's enticing, for a child that just might be curious one day to walk in one of the stores and just try, So my concern of what we're showing and allowing our children to see and being curious with the opportunity to go in and get something that might eventually harm them or hurt them seriously. And I'm hoping that we can get some kind of community, awareness or group that can oversee this thing. Because I know they only gave out a few licenses and there's so many, I'm quite sure that, all of them are not legit. So, I'm looking for the community to come and just be aware of these things that's popping up that might, have impact on our children and our community. So thank you.
Thank you so much.
And
yeah, please come. I mean, we have limited seats, as you can tell. So please do come to our meetings and can you stop sharing the clock. I really want to touch on what you raised over there, Donnell, sorry, Mr. Patterson. Your comment about the smoke shops, couple of things. I know Assemblywoman Jennifer Rajkumar had this whole mission called Smoke Them Out, where she has been working tirelessly to get these illegal shops shut down, and they have been successful. Even the mayor has been doing a lot of work on that. So that is one person who you may want to contact is Jennifer Rajkumar's office. But also too, we have to talk to our elected officials in our district here, the speaker's office, and the other elected officials who are part of our district here, and especially Queensborough President's office directly. And she is also Simone is the one of the liaisons for his office, so she will take that feedback to their office too in terms of what we can do. I will say, as a council, we should think about writing a resolution to promote this if we all feel some way about this. And we can think about how we can collaborate and we can all be co-sponsors on this. And this is a public feedback that we're all concerned about. And we could definitely make an impact. And we'll love your feedback in making this resolution because it's an issue. Okay, fair enough. Sure. So Jennifer Sobers asks, how can we get rid of them? We have to talk to our elected officials. They have the authority and the power to go ahead and pass laws to shut them down and get the law enforcement involved. So we can write all the resolutions we can. We can do all we can advocate from our desks and paper, but it will take law enforcement and actual people out there to shut these illegal. I know at PS 121, right down the block from PS 121, down behind the school, a new shop open. I'm like, why? Why is there some more pizza shops or more other shops? Why is there a smoke shop? Right? So we have to identify these things as a council. And if we can look in our own zones and list these things and write a resolution, let's do it. And we can get the whole city to come behind it. But we on it. All right. Next we have I'm gonna ask Tanisha Adjo to unmute. Tanisha, I asked you to unmute before. Can you please, you have 2 minutes, please, Tanisha. Try to unmute.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. There you are.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Thank you. Thank you guys for having this meeting. And I just wanted to address a few concerns. So I am MWBE certified. For you guys that don't know, MWBE is the Minority Women in Business or Men in Business enterprise. And we are here to support the schools and the principals. I am on the Community Board 12. And one of the main concerns is that there's something called the STH funds, which is Students in Temporary Housing Funds. And last year, the school system as a whole gave back $9 million to the government. Now, that's a concern because we can use that money for things that the school needs. So I spoke to a principal at Eagle Academy. He basically said that, unfortunately, the school gets the money too late and they have a month to spend $1 million. So what we're doing is we're building a list of MWBEs where now we can go to the SLT meetings, go to the schools and help the principals get the services that they need so that they won't be sending all of this money back, because it's insane that they're sending $9 million back and who knows how much they're going to send back this school year. So we want to be of support. So if there's principals on here, we want to be of support of you to help you to be able to allocate, your funds the right way and help the MWBEs reach the 30% that we need to be at. We're still under 10%. We need to be over 30%, and it's been over 4 years. And the MWBEs are out here. It's just a matter of now bridging that gap for the communities and the schools to be able to connect and partner, with one another. So if you have principals on here, I'm definitely interested in connecting with principals to support them to be able to get them what they need for their school.
Thank you so much for bringing that up. And what I will say too, we have to be very clear about making sure we include more MWBE vendors in the pool of who principals can buy from, and also local, right? Keep it local to the local community as well, to fast track the timing, because it takes at least a month to get even a contract negotiated or a pay order to do something like this. So we have to be more concise, and maybe you should definitely write an email to our local elected officials of how can we fast track this process to get this money spent and to use in our schools. But thank you for bringing that up also, Tanisha. I want to add also really quickly to Mr. Patterson, the community boards also approve license to smoke shops. So all these licenses have to go through the community board. So one big place we have to also include in our resolutions is the community boards need to be taking responsibility as well to understand why they're allowing a smoke shop down the block from a school.
One of the issues is a lot of them are not legal.
Correct.
And so many of them have sometimes legal looking.
And these and the other.
No, I'm saying even the certification.
Wow.
Because I've also had that concern even with some of the contractors that go around. They photocopy an old permit.
Oh, wow.
And put these things up. So it has to be a community effort to look
Okay.
at a lot of those things.
Thank you. Bruce Zihal, you can unmute now, followed by Ari Ennis.
Thanks, VJ, and good evening, everyone. It's good to be here with everyone again. I think I want to start off with backing up.
Tell us who you are, sir. Please tell us your title.
Bruce Zihal, UFT District 28 District Representative.
I know who you are, but they.
All right, good evening, everyone. So I want to start off by backing up Dr. Lewis in what she stated about her school PS 174. There's no more blatantly clear school that can now do two great things: add pre-K and 3K, which the parent community of that school desperately wants, and also meet the class size state law. So I know Reba and Rhea, you're not directly connected to getting those things done, but if there's any way you can get Dr. Lewis connected to the people that actually can make that happen, that would be great, because PS 174 has tremendous potential now. Two things on the UFT end that I have to announce. We have, in collaboration with principals of 4 schools and the district office, established teacher centers at PS 54, PS 174, PS 349, and PS 48. These are professional development centers for our educators in our schools that will help elevate our schools to even higher levels than they are at now. And with the collaboration of 4 other principals and the district office, Dr. Blake's office, altogether now we have a total of 8 UFT teacher centers in our schools. UFT is also holding a middle schools anti-bullying student conference, and several of our middle schools are participating in that, where our middle school students will be able to learn to identify and prevent bullying while working with representatives of NYPD, DOE, and UFT. And those are my updates, and everybody have a great evening, and thank you for all the work that you do.
And thank you to you, Bruce, and to the UFT, but you being a very vocal and present UFT rep. I'm telling you right now, it's the first time in my history of being here for the past 6 years and serving in this role that we've had a UFT rep that is so present, active, and visible in our meetings and in the community. We acknowledge this, and we thank you for that. Thank you.
Well, thank you too, VJ, and I love working with you guys.
He's
So.
muted.
All right, have a
Thank
great
you, Bruce.
night.
Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and ask Ari Ennis. Please unmute, Ari.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Ari Ennis, Deputy Chief of Staff from the Office of New York State Senator Leroy Comrie. Nice to be here again. Thank you, CEC28, for having me. I just want to quickly mention the bills by Assemblymember Raj Kumar, if anyone wants to look it up, is A8428A. And on the Senate side, which my senator, Senator Leroy Comrie, is sponsoring that bill as well, it is S7998A. Regarding how far a school, a tobacco shop or liquor store can open up from a school, I believe that information is on the New York State of Health website, 500 feet. So this is a problem, a big problem within the community. It's been addressed, trying to be addressed for many, many years. But yeah, that's a whole nother level of things. So really quickly, I just want to mention, I dropped a few flyers in the chat previously. We will be having a senior resource fair on October 18th. This will be at the Mount Olivet Baptist Church on Hollis Avenue. We are also going to be having a casino night, Monte Carlo night, as part of the Senior Appreciation Month events on October 25th at 5 p.m. at the Robert Johnson Family Life Center. If you would like tickets to this event, please call my office or come by the office on Tuesday, October 15th. We start giving tickets out, first come, first served, at 9 a.m. Also want to mention DA Katz will be hosting a senior safety summit. Senior safety summit on October 29th. Let me see here. We are also co-hosting a Mental Health Matters event Saturday, October 26th. And let me see, Oath Resource Fair on Wednesday, October 30th. Last but not least, just to give you a little bit of November, Saturday, November 9th, we'll be hosting a free 2-in-1 shredding and e-waste event. Just made it. Thank you.
We had the Grammys, Ari. We had the Grammys. We had the C28 Grammys. Do you like the music? We got good music for you guys. Listen, no, we always, that's just a new thing we have with the music thing. It's quite annoying that some people do stop. But look, we're not trying to be rude, but we thank all of you for being in partnership with us here. But also, we want to respect. We know it's a school night. We are all parents as well, and our babies are home waiting for us as well to get home and to et cetera. So that's why we want to be a little strict on timing. Look, this was a great meeting. We thank you all for your time. I don't want to prolong this, but we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to continue doing, and we thank you all for your partnerships and partnership in continuing this work. Reba, we're gonna miss you. You have become a face, a really prominent face of bringing great news, but also too, you take the heat, girl. You take the heat. We've had some tough times, and can we please give a heart here? Can we also send a heart to Reba as well? A heart on the screen. When we had our class, when we had Success Academy trying to invade our school, Reba was on the back end, just bringing transparent information and being very transparent across the board, with just, hey, here's the facts, and really spearheading this whole process without taking sides. But also, all we asked was honesty, and you always have been a person to be honest with us and to share what you had available to you. This is a great strength of a great leader, and we know you're going to do great in your next step, what you're going, and we are here to give you that letter of references if you need it. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Any closing words from you, Reba?
Thank you. I appreciate the hearts and the words of affirmation and all of the advocacy from this group. Success Academy was a good example of the community coming out loud and strong, and you all sharing feedback that we were able to share with the powers that be, and ultimately get in front of a change that the community was not excited about. And yeah, I'm so grateful. It's really awesome to have built relationships here and to be able to share information and have these conversations. Thank you, VJ and the CEC. These meetings are really productive, and it's been an evolution over the last 6 years, seeing how y'all facilitate this space. So I'm glad to have been a part of it.
Thank you so much. Dr. Hall, I know you were filling in for Dr. Blake. Any final words from you? She can't unmute. There she go.
Awesome. Just once again to say that it's always great to partner with each and every one of you. I look forward to seeing your faces in person in our schools and at upcoming CEC meetings, because I look forward to sitting right across from you at the table to continue these conversations.
Thank you so much. I hear Chancellor Hall. I'm just saying, one day, but also too, I want to say we have two counselors. We have school psychologist, Mr. A. Johnson, and school counselor from PS80, Miss Christie. You are both here. I want to acknowledge that you are here, and we thank you for being here. She's there, right? Thank you so much to all of you. To our Spanish interpreters, we want to thank you for your time and being here. We are grateful to have your lovely faces and voices helping us all. Everyone, we are going to move to our business meeting now. You are welcome to stay on for our business meeting, but you are not allowed to speak or to give comments or feedback or make reactions, but you are welcome to listen in to our conversations as we discuss our business meeting. Spanish interpreters, please stand by. I'll give instructions about if you need to stay for that or not. Until then, good night. Sonia, everyone else, have a wonderful night. And to our presenters, thank you so much. I'm going to unmute all of you, so you can go ahead and let's hear your lovely voices. You can unmute your face, not unmute your faces, unmute your camera, and let's see your faces. It'll be wonderful to see your faces and hear your voices as well.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good
night,
everybody.
Good
Night.
Council members, it's 9:18. We're starting our meeting at 9:18, 20:25. So please grab a slice. Let's go. Push-ups, let's go. Mr. Trigonoff, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Can you put the volume there, please? Blue, put the volume over there.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Good night.
Good night, Principal Signal. Okay. I don't think we have anyone who needs Spanish interpretation. Guys, 1 second. Sorry. 1 second, please. Sorry. I need to speak to them for a second. I don't think GK, 1 second, please. Sorry. I don't think we have anyone who needs Spanish interpretation to solve Spanish interpreters. You can go ahead for 9:30 p.m. For your timing.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your time and for your patience, and we appreciate you being here, Dorinda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Buenas noches.
Was there any questions from the Spanish side?
Oh, we could ask.
Oh.
I can't hear them. Sorry. Was there any question? Was there
¿Hay
anyone?
alguna pregunta en la línea en español?
Anyone in the room?
We don't know if there's anybody there, but
We
no one
can't see.
said they had any questions. We don't
Did
have
you anyone in the room
access.
On your end? Did you have anyone in your room on your end? No. Okay, no worries. Thank you so much, okay?
Okay.
Have a wonderful night. Thank you
You
so
have a
much.
good
Bye-bye.
night. Thank you.
Right.
We're gonna get started now. Today, can you please put the recording on? We're gonna be moving really quick because we have a lot of stuff here, and you all know I don't like tabling stuff, so I'm gonna ask everyone to really cooperate with me this evening and really let's get this done, please. Recording on, please. Okay, thank you so much.
Stop.
Oh, the garlic nuts are great. Okay, good afternoon. Today is go ahead, go. Today is October 10th, 2024. This is our CEC28 business meeting for October of 2024. This meeting is called to session. We're gonna be asking our recording secretary to please do a roll call.
President VJ Ramjatan.
I'm here.
First Vice President Quentin Meston.
He's here.
Yes, I
am.
He's muted.
Okay. Okay. Second Vice President Utah Chen.
Present.
Recording Secretary Latifah Lewis, I'm here. Treasurer Tanya Went.
Here.
Member Julissa.
Here.
Member Luzal.
Here.
Member Niran Swapna. Excuse. Member GK Kalyanaram.
Yeah.
Member Kapita Williams.
Here.
Member Simone Donbach.
Yeah.
Member Lauren Clavin. Absent.
Absent. But she sent in a form,
Yes.
so let's say after we'll hold them next month, right? Thank you all so much for being here. My goal is to get everything done in 20 minutes. So that's my goal. Okay, so let's see if we can do that, please. The first stuff is absentee forms. If we don't have it ready, please have it ready at the back end. So I'll call you in a few minutes. Quentin. Dorinda,
have it
can we
ready.
have the minutes for last meeting up? Are you ready, Quentin?
I'm ready.
He's ready.
So-
Okay. Can we put a volume for him, please? Volume for Quentin? Yeah, go ahead, Quentin. Yeah.
All right. So the first one I want to put is Utah's. He had a family emergency and want to excuse him for last month's meeting.
I make a, you guys say I make a motion to excuse him. Someone seconds that, we vote on it.
Yes, I make a motion to excuse him for his family emergency, Utah's last month.
Second.
All right. And for
The
today,
other ones that we can vote on all three at the same time, is okay?
Yes.
Let's do the
Can
other
we?
one.
Okay, so for this meeting, we have myself
No, but
do the work.
we have to agree or disagree on them individually.
Okay, fine. So
So,
Latifah's
So
gonna call
each-
on Utah's.
I think we decided the last time that if there's no objection, we can just accept it like
Okay.
minutes.
Anyone
Yes.
object to Utah's absence, excused absence last month? Going once, going twice? Okay, no objections.
Okay, great.
Can we put it on our
So-
bylaws? We can put it on our bylaws, right? Put that language into our bylaws. Right? We can put that in our bylaws, so we can know that, like how we agreed that,
But this is not a requirement of the bylaws, this was something that.
we agree as a council. Okay,
Okay.
beautiful. Next, go ahead, Quentin, go ahead, please.
All right, so for today, we have to do each of them together, one at a time, right? Is
Yes,
that what everybody said? Okay, so we have Naroon
with the volume, please.
Swapna. She had a work-related conflict, and I'd like to make a motion to excuse her absence.
I am becoming concerned with the amount of absences Neuron has accumulated over the past council year. I just think that we have to, as a council, be mindful that we did sign up for this responsibility, and if it's too much, it's too much, and I understand that. I think life happens, and that is okay. But I think I'm gonna second and say I agree with your decision, Mr. Chair, for the absentee, but we have to have a talk with Neuron on the separate side, letting her know that we have to make sure we are present for these meetings. You did sign up for this, and we have to take it seriously. We did get elected to serve the families of the district. So I second your motion. Can we do a call, please? Does anyone object to Neuron's requested for absence this meeting?
For this meeting?
Yeah.
No, I just want to add a comment. That this meeting, she was planning to be in person. But she had a conflict because of the change that from our regular.
Understood. Because we had our 3rd of the month and then we switched to the 10th of the month because of Rosh Hashanah. Understood. Thank you for clarifying. Okay, so there's no objections, so we move to accept that excuse. Next one.
All right, I'd like to, Julie, who had last minute, I would say that's a work emergency, work conflict. And she couldn't make it in person today, so she was virtual. And I'd like to excuse Julie, so I'd like to make a motion to excuse her absence physically.
Okay, I second that. Does anyone disagree with Julie's motion, excuse absence today? Going once, going twice, okay, excused. Any more? Yours, I would like to present Quentin's request to be remote today due to a family situation. And I make a motion to excuse his absence. Anyone second? Lou and Utah second that, and does anyone disagree with you with our motion to excuse his absence, his remote attendance today? Going once, going twice? Okay, no, so it was approved for your absence, Quentin, well, your remote presence today.
Thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
and last for today, we have our council member Lauren Clavin. Due to a family engagement, she was not able to make it today, and I will excuse her absence as well.
I second that. Anyone disapprove? Going once, going twice? Okay, yeah.
A question on that. We said that that's
It's not excusable.
off.
It
Okay,
was the
good.
same issue like with Neuron. It wasn't, she would have been able to do the previous one on the Thursday, but today that was like, I don't know.
Yeah, but neurons on it is work, and why I mention it for neuron is that it's
But we changed the date.
No, but let her finish, because what she's saying makes, I think I know.
we voted on the date previously.
And she told us that.
1 second, please, 1 second, please.
Can I finish?
Yeah, please.
We just updated again our bylaws, which has very specific language related to the reasons
Mhm.
for certain things. And while it is related to family, like, for example, I could have said I was going, I said I put it in as a joke, but I did have tickets for something. There's a difference between a work-related, a family emergency, like what happened with Utah last time, and a family event. If I chose to be there because, as a matter of fact, on my way, I had a cousin who died this morning, or so,
Sorry.
et cetera. There's a difference between choosing for an event, and it's nothing. Remember, we have our bylaws that you can have up to 3 excused absences before it's an issue. But an absence, we have to be clear that these are excused, these are not. It's not anything personal against the person. It's
Correct.
a matter of sticking to our protocol. So from that perspective, the reason that is given, because this is our calendar meeting, whether it's a regular scheduled date or not, it's not an excusable absence. If this was a committee meeting, a business meeting only, or whatever it is, then it's a difference.
Thank you. So yeah, there's some of what Nancy was saying there. We did agree what is excusable, and this actually by face, I think also provides guidance of what is an excused absence, what categorizes as such, and what is not. So, and I know we've been nice with council members on excusing their absences, but also too, we have to be mindful that. That's why I said what I said before, but the other council member. Going forward, today, I can't tell you how to vote, I can lead my conversation here, but you all have a decision to make, how you feel about it.
No, I
Okay.
agree with you, Nafisa, except that she mentioned that she won't be able to make it to today's meeting because she had something scheduled a very long time before, and so I think if we are excusing others, because they scheduled something for when we were supposed to have it
Right.
last week, I think it's unfair to allow it for some, but not for others.
It doesn't fall into the category. That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
but we changed the date. Our date is the first Thursday of the month.
Or
And it was
if there
changed.
is and it is in our
But I
bylaws.
think that is very unfair.
It's not a matter of fairness, Simone. It is a matter of process and procedure. It is not personal.
Okay, what's that? Wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry. Chair, I'm the chair. Sorry, I'm the chair. Sorry, I call order. Everyone's allowed to have the, well, sorry, let me speak, please. You'll have a chance as well. Everyone's allowed, and she's allowed to feel how she feels. And you're allowed to feel how you feel. I'm not categorized if it's unfair or not fair. I mean, you're allowed to say how you feel. So for this reason, I'm gonna call council members. And you're gonna say excused or not excused for Lauren Clavin's absence today. VJ Ramjan excused. Quentin,
Excused.
Utah,
I am saying not excused.
not excused. So
Because
okay, so
I
what-
agree with your-
thank you. We don't have to qualify it, please. So that's 2-1. Natifa,
Not excused.
Tanya,
Excused.
Julie,
Excused.
so it's excuse, not excuse. Lou,
Not excused.
Nuran is not here. GK,
Not excused.
Pakita,
I'm abstaining.
abstaining.
Yeah.
And Simone, excuse. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5 for excuse. 1, 2, 3, 4 for unexcused, and 1 abstain. So which means she's excused. What is taught to us just now here? We can just vote on it and disagree, and it's okay. And I don't want us to keep going back and forth because it's not personal. No, we're done. That's done. We just voted. But wait, we did.
Is this doesn't go from a 7%?
Does it? We have to, I think we don't have any legal or written documents that says it needs to be majority or not. But I think we have been functioning in that level with it needs to be 7 to pass.
Yeah.
So in that case, then it would not be excused,
So listen.
right?
My whole thing is I just we don't,
council
you don't want
members.
to set a precedent of waiving the rules. It's just that's it. That's all.
Right, so then council members, chime in. If this does not meet 7, which is our minimum for vote on the pass as the majority, then this does not meet in terms of being excused. Even though we had 5, we didn't get 7 out of the present people who's voting, or of the total vote. Does it, opinions, comments, go for it.
I'm trying to understand.
So what the regulation is, or understanding is that we need 7 votes for
Something to say it's a
for
yes.
the motion to pass.
To pass.
I mean, though she has a majority, it
Didn't beat
it has
7.
rise to 7, it's 5.
Correct.
So what's your question?
So I'm saying to you all,
How would you
are we
like to
agreeing that this is not an excuse after, because we got 5 out of, we got 5 that say it's not excused. 5 excused, and then 4 not excused, and 0 abstained. So that means it didn't pass, which means the excuse, that was the motion that was to make it excusable, did not pass, which means it's gonna be marked as an unexcused absence.
What is, I'm sorry, what is the consequence of it?
No, there's a consequence. You have up to 3. You're allowed to be absent for whatever you personally choose for.
So she loses, I mean, she uses one of her
3.
and all this for till June, right?
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay, that's just mark, keep it clean.
Okay,
You know,
good.
keep clean,
So,
consistent with the
Quentin,
Yes.
Lawrence, absence.
consequences are very low, nothing.
And it, on the form that we fill out, it does say clearly to say what is your excusable reason, and also it has other. And it has the member put down family, wedding. So we have to just say that, does that fall very specifically under excusable or not excusable? And that's how we voted today. And going forward, I agree with you, going forward, we're gonna apply that to all absences. Right? Fair enough? Good. Sorry, you can't comment.
Okay.
This is not not public. This part can be public. Okay, moving along. Okay. Quentin, are you done?
Yes, that was the last on my.
Thank you. Dorinda, can you please share the minutes, please, for last month? This crust is good, by the way.
It is.
Cold.
The others are.
God knows. Okay, this minute was shared with everyone. It was shared to you previously to review. This is not the first time you're seeing this, and you had a chance to give feedback. I make a motion to approve the minutes for last month's meeting. That was what, September's calendar meeting. Anyone seconds that?
Second.
Utah second. Motion has been passed. Motion approved. Minutes approved. Moving along. Vote to move January calendar. So January meeting is falling on January 1st. It's a watch day? It's New Year's Day, I think. So this is October, November, December. First is the first is a 5th. Why would we want to move that?
We didn't we bring that one up last week, Tanya? And what was the?
Do not move it?
Put it back on the agenda. It's in the minutes.
Well, that was because I had to leave early last month and I wasn't here for that, maybe?
Oh, you left early.
Yeah, but why? I don't remember why. Let's please talk. Yeah.
It's a first day.
That's why. So it's the day after New Year's, which is the next day. Everyone okay with that? Anyone, should we move it? Should we not move it? This is quick, yes or no? Roll call. Quentin, should we move the date for January? Yes or no? No.
Yep,
Okay.
I said no.
Please. Utah, move it, yes or no?
Daniel,
Yeah.
remember a little bit, there's January, right now.
The second.
The second, okay.
Right now, the meeting is taking place on January 2nd, which is the day after New Year's. And we have to have the meeting there. And school reopens also on the 1st. Is that correct?
On the second.
On the 2nd, so the first day of school again, like we had this year already. We survived, right? So wait, we're moving along. So, okay, does anyone think we should move it? No, okay, Julie, and then anyone online?
Oh,
No.
and then one of the reasons that I also mentioned that I prefer we kept it there is because capital plans are always due right within that first week. And it would mean that we also need an additional special meeting or so forth
Something
before
for
that
that.
meeting if we don't.
Okay, so we are not moving the January meeting, it's staying that way it is, okay?
January 2nd.
Yes, I think what happened is too, the building people might be out of work. I don't know, but they have to figure it out. We have an all meeting regardless, okay. CEC budget modifications, Tanya, go for it.
These were brought up last time. They're not my suggestions. There was talk of putting a little bit more money on a P card and there was talk of buying a computer. I think we were humming and hawing about it last time. And I think we were leaning towards no, don't buy a new computer. But we said, okay, let's just put it back on the agenda. Let's talk about it next time because we were trying to get home. So I'm happy to share the budget and where it stands.
1 second, so get your here in a second, let's discuss it in the meantime. Is that your own computer?
I bought my own computer.
You don't have to, unless you should not have to have a computer to be part of this meeting. It's not a requirement, which why we should provide computers for people who sign up for this. I'm just saying, this is the reason why I put this on the agenda, that every year we should invest in some technology into the next coming cycle. And we should invest in, because every computer here, from I know, is always rebooting and recharging and having an issue. You missed a part of the meeting because you were with GK back and forth trying to figure out that computer there. I put this on the agenda because we have to continue to invest in, if not 10, maybe 1 or 2 every year. So I was equipped to make sure if Pakila doesn't have a computer, that means she can't participate. It's not fair to her or to me. For example, I'm happy I don't have to bring my work computer from home because I have one here. So I want to make a motion to say, let's vote on adding 1 computer to our budget. I'm gonna call a list. VJ, yes. Quentin,
Can I just make a quick comment on that?
when you're gonna vote, yeah? It's okay.
No, I don't want to vote on this. I want to make an alternative suggestion.
Yeah.
Is it more economic to invest in a conference system or a computer?
Can we do both?
I don't know. That's a funny question. Yeah.
We could do both. We could probably budget that. I think we should definitely invest in both. This is it's become part of our world with using technology to meet and doing meetings, and it has become part of our world. Let's say we have another pandemic tomorrow, and we all need a computer to use at home. Then we're gonna be at the same issue. Our schools are fighting because I'm just saying VJ don't have a laptop to participate now. It's not fair to me. We should have enough here to make sure each of us have one to take home that's functional. It's nice that you bring yours. Thank you, but you don't have to. All right, and Dorinda, a question for you. If other members, if we had a full council here today, do we have enough laptops for everybody? Right, this is a problem.
I haven't used a
And you have
laptop in 3 years.
Right?
But however, one of the things.
Sorry, we can't all talk, guys. I'm sorry. GK, 1 second, please. We have to remember. Sorry.
One of the things that I just want us to remember.
Yeah.
Is that, okay, when I came into the council, we were fully remote. The reimbursements that were allocated to the council members were half of what is allocatable currently. We did not have in-person expenses or whatnot.
Correct.
We were not doing an end of year celebration. We were not doing things. We had to move money around to ensure that we had sufficient to do these things. The graduation certificates, all of those things.
Correct.
At that point in time, I think the value in investing in these computers was a good one. And then for a number of months, they stayed locked up. So half of their shelf life was actually not utilized. At this point in time, and if we do buy laptops, we have to buy them from DOE shop, which has a limited selection at normally a price point that is a little bit higher than the deals that you can get from outside. If we are fully intent on this, it may even be more economical to invest in like a tablet or something that can just allow us to view but has a lower price point. However, I mean, I do think while it should not be required or whatnot, I do not think that it is necessarily such a burden. If many of us do have devices, and especially you, for example, like you said, it's great that you don't have to, but you could, you drive, you have a parking spot right here, so it's not even lugging it on the train.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm saying, I think we have to balance out what would be the ideal world versus what are realistic payments and so forth are. We didn't have to buy pizza when we were online. Everybody get their own dinner. So, all of the little things, they add up. So to spend, if we are, what would be a price point for a computer? Somewhere close to 1,000? Yes.
Cheapest one, the last time I checked, was $900.
So $1,000. All right. If we bought one laptop, we still have what, 4 or 5 functioning devices? We have a 12-member council. So we're saying that for the next 7 councils, we're buying one computer at a
But
time,
if we do,
or we put in, but look at the amount of the budget.
Yeah.
So I'm saying a little bit of collaborative inconvenience on our part, I think is worth it for being able to better reinvest the funds that we have into the community.
And I would also add that, thank you, Latifa. I will also add that is also too, if we don't invest, then we will never have enough money to buy 10 at once later down the line if we have to. So I'm looking at it from a proactive perspective that we buy one at a time and not buy 10 at once. And if we move, I mean, again, we have different point of views and we can vote on this in terms of how we're going to move forward with, but we have to move forward in terms of timing. So I vote to buy one. Quentin.
Yeah, I had a quick question. We're not allowed to buy.
Oh, sorry, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Call it this.
Okay, first Vice President Quentin Mesiden.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, are we not allowed to buy outside of the DOE?
Not for this, no.
Not for this, no, unfortunately.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, I do like the aspect of not having, like, of down the line having computers, so I'll vote yes. I just hope that we could change something down the line and get them cheaper from somewhere else.
You tell Second Vice President, you tell Chang.
I have no opinion on this.
Abstain. Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis, no. Treasurer Tanya Went.
No.
Member Julissa.
We're going through the same thing at PS 101 PA. We talk about how we have to use DOE approved, and they're usually so much more expensive. It's not a little bit. It's just ridiculous. So if we could look at other ways, this is getting frustrating. Like, you know, we were looking for people to move something in the school, and it was like $1,000 more expensive than just hiring movers, like who have insurance, and it just doesn't make any sense. So I am gonna abstain. Sorry, I don't have.
Doing what you're
just-
abstaining?
Will you abstain? Okay.
Okay. Member Lucille?
Just quickly, I think I have another aspect. It's very simple. So JK was on another meeting, so he couldn't use his computer. We shared one computer. It was fun. Like share a computer, like 2 people, 3 people, because other than log into Zoom, what else we do using here? If we don't get individual typing in something, write something, stuff like that. I say just share it if when we need it.
Okay.
I don't see the absolute need for one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I see no.
No.
Nurun Swapna is absent.
Absent.
GK Kalyanaram?
Unmute.
Can you hear me? Or not?
Yes, no, yeah, we can hear you.
I'm voting yes. The
The reason is we have only 3, I don't think 4, and too clunky, even to share 12 people, just having one. I think it's not good about it. It's just a little redundancy, little bit of thing. I can't say yes, long. We should.
We are all long-winded. We are.
Because you're not helping during that who carried the.
Next. We gotta
Member
go.
Paquita Williams?
Well, if this is part of the job and you need it, I want to talk long first. Because I want to know if Simone didn't come with a computer here, for us to share. So if you have the computer and you don't show up for whatever reason, legit reason, what's gonna happen?
No, she has one of our computers. Oh, that's
I'm
yours.
just
Oh,
saying,
okay.
but like if it was a DOE computer and it's not like the computer.
You'll have to watch there. You'll have to use there.
Oh, I can't see. I don't look, but I really can't see there, guys.
So what is your vote?
My vote is yes, for this is the part of the job. Yes, invest in computers.
Okay, member Simone?
We
budget.
pay-
From your pocket and my
So
pocket.
money. So tax money. We
We
get
can't.
25,000.
We can.
No, we get $25,000 budget there,
That's
and
it.
that's where it goes.
That's
into
it.
that.
Not,
Go
yeah.
ahead.
Member Simone Dunbar?
If we don't, so if that money, that can be also used for something else, or do we have to spend it for technology?
No,
It's
it's up to
25,
us.
we spend it how we want.
We have to allocate it.
No.
Okay, no,
I'd rather
okay.
spend it for
What's the
So-
something else?
like,
1, 2, 3,
like
4.
the flyer, the end of the year school celebration where we
Okay.
recognize people.
Yeah.
That costs a lot of money too.
It does. It does.
So we have 4 yeses, 4 noes, 2 abstentions, and 2 absences.
Okay.
Please, anyway, you need 7, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why on mute?
Why are we wasting time on it?
Okay, moving along.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're moving along. We have 5 minutes. Okay, so now we talk about class size. Okay, adopting council minutes, we did already. Class. Doing that.
We're not changing the
Sorry.
budget, the sign, the
Okay.
computer and the P card. I'm like, this is what we got up there. I don't know if you guys can see, well, my computer's, I can't move my chat, and there's a mute up there, but Dorinda had asked, or there had been some talk about putting a bit more money on the P card, but you had also said something about, or so we were told, you said something about a sign at the end of the year that you would want more money for that as well.
Mhm.
I think all of us were kind of like, no, don't move anything, don't do anything, but is there more that we need to discuss?
So Mike's
And then
suggestion.
Dorinda wants to say one more.
Go ahead, so Dorinda.
Since we're modifying the budget,
people to take their reimbursement, we have to do it in public, so you can vote when consent SGO. It has to be a vote.
Right.
You can't just do it on the back seat by yourself, it has to be public, everybody has to vote, then I send it to SGO.
Okay. So we want to do that now? Next meeting?
You wanted the.
Yeah, so let's start next meeting with the reimbursements. And
Okay.
next meeting.
Well, I mean, did we ever, I mean, I've got everything ready, but did we ever, we only approved it once and then that was it? Or did we do an amendment already as well? Because Simone had already said, I don't want anything all year, and I thought we approved that part already. She's the only person that has said like, for sure, for the whole year, forget about it. I think some people said 1 month here and there,
Yeah,
but there was no commitment of like.
I'll send you a note.
And it will continue to go, I believe, right? And so,
If you don't wanna,
yeah.
if you don't wanna move it in public now.
Next month is fine. And we can, I'll have an email out. I'll say everyone confirm with Tanya.
Yeah.
What is your desire for claiming or not claiming?
Then you can get.
And then she'll have a list and next month we'll come.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that fair? Everyone okay with that? Yeah. Okay, that's gonna move that. So I was, okay. We are very public facing and we do a lot of events as a council.
Yeah.
And I always feel like, you know, like when we had the banner this year for our breakfast, so we had in the morning. Sorry guys, I'm sorry. I'll wait till you're all done. We can't all talk, we can't hear each other. Where we had the banner for our breakfast, it was nice to have the banner. That's CEC28, we had our event at the school at 217, and we had a banner on the table, looked nice, but we had to invest in that. You know, I think, and I feel like the way I think about things is like, how are we leaving this council for our next council that's coming in? Are we leaving it in a better way that we found it in terms of what they have to use? So one of the ideas I had also too is like, you know, that the podium thing that we use when we go to other schools to do our events, and they use that thing in front. I don't know what it's called, but they hang theirs on the podium. It's a little sign that says, and all the pictures are taken from that podium with all the speakers, all that stuff. And I think it would be nice for us to promote our CEC, this CEC doing all this amazing work by really having the CEC logo and name in the front of the podium when we have an event. I don't know what it's called. It's called something nice, but it costs money, of course, and we gotta invest in some. I was proposing to invest in one of those things. Did we get a price check on that?
Yeah, yes, tonight. 275.
275 for one of that.
Yeah,
It has CC28 and it has the logo on it, and it sits on the podium. It hangs over. Remember at Queen's College when we had our thing, and the Queen's College brought theirs and hanging on the podium. It should have been ours. It should have been ours, not theirs. It's our event. But it's nice to have that, and I think it'll be a good thing to add and leave for the future councils to have to use for the events. It's 275. Are we okay with moving funds for that? I make a motion to do that.
Okay, let's vote. Let's see if we get 7 or not. That's
no, listen, we have no ideas.
Where are we looking to move it from?
Where can we move from?
It's only gonna come from probably the end of the year.
Yeah, use mine.
End of the year celebration.
Computer's not working right again. No.
It's like, it's mine, it's mine, or it's not mine, but whatever, anyway, so, end of the year celebration can come from, right, or the graduation certificate, I assume you can't take from that.
We always put a lot of money at the end of, like all the extra money goes into the end of year, because we just wanna have a lot of money there. But like, honestly, we don't need all that money there. It's a lot of money there.
Yeah, but they didn't commit to it. Yeah, but they didn't commit. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. So I mean, for that, I'm okay. It's what the cloth one, right? Yeah. Because it's reusable, it can stay for the future councils. Unlike, like as I say, like even with the technology, the shelf life gets a little more.
Can we vote on it?
Sure. All right. I'm gonna start with First Vice President Quentin Mesden.
I'm for it.
Second Vice President Utah Check.
Yes.
Recording Secretary Natifa Lewis, yes. Treasurer Tanya Wendt.
Sure, yes.
Member Julissa.
Okay, yes.
Member Luzao. Member Nuru Swapna, absent. Member Calianaro.
Yes.
Member Paquito Williams.
Yes.
Member Simone Dunbar.
Yes.
Member Lauren Diamond, absent.
and President Vijay Ramjatan.
Yes.
All right, so we have 10 yeses, unanimous for those
Okay,
persons.
okay. We got
Finally, something unanimous.
I'll keep bringing things. So can we, so what we're gonna do is, we're gonna have a template, what it'll look like. We'll send an email to all of you. I like this, I don't like this. It's gonna be a forever thing. 1 week, send your feedback, you don't respond, we're gonna call you to respond, and then we're gonna order it. Just in terms of color and size and effects. So that's that. Akira, can you please be in charge of that, please? With working with Dorinda, you'll work. No. You work with Dorinda in terms of you will lead the role in making sure we order that. Yes? No?
Yes.
And I'll work with you on the back end.
I'm gonna work on the back.
Thank you.
Do we have to revise the budget right now and agree on it before we order it?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. We gotta do it.
Yeah,
So,
I think
I don't know the price.
I'll talk to you about it, yeah. Yeah.
We can work out the details, we just need to get the money
We gotta
authorized.
move, so we gotta-
300?
Huh? 300?
Yes, please.
Utah was absent last month. Nora is absent this month. Nora is absent this month.
Right.
You can move the money.
Yeah.
You can-
But they can still get reimbursed. We talked
No,
about
not for that.
that. Oh, if they're not.
Not
They're
for
applicants,
the-
so they're not.
Oh, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
yes, got it.
Yeah,
Yes,
other
you can still collect. Okay.
expenses, but not for.
Monies that you have
Okay.
in your pocket.
So the one thing I would say, in terms of not moving money for, a person until they have actually submitted or not submitted, things, because remember, meeting is the easiest reimbursement, but it's not the only thing within a month that can be there. They may not have, but if they have gone to something, they can, and there was an expense, they can put forward part. So I mean, but we've had monies that were moved before, so I do think we can move it from the member reimbursement line, but I wouldn't have it, I wouldn't tie it to these people who were absent.
Fine. So no, I'm saying, so that's
No,
fine.
but if they submit that, okay, you know, I did this site visit or whatever it is, or whatever, like there was an expense related to Paquita going to the PTA for the thing, or whatever it is, she can use her reimbursement towards that.
Are we agreeing that we're gonna move it? One second. Are we agreeing to move it from member reimbursement line?
Yes.
That's all matters.
Yeah, it doesn't have to specify from.
You're not gonna take to be from the line.
Oh, I'm so sorry. This is
And
really-
Paquita,
Yes.
I'll be in touch with you on the side about that.
Okay.
As Lauren, Tanya.
Remove the
Block, I can't see.
That's why we need another one.
so just click off the unmute from that.
Making a persuasive argument.
Yeah, no, I'm saying for the one up there, remove the, yeah. Okay.
I don't need that. I need to. All right.
Okay.
That's the reason why we gotta hit 20 inches.
In a big screen also.
I can't do this. I don't know why. Does anybody know why my chat is here? I can't use my computer.
Can you use mine?
The file, I can't. It doesn't.
Fancy. Touch screen.
It drives me crazy. I can't read the rest of the chat.
You got it? Okay.
I don't know how to use it. Thank you. It wasn't posing.
It's touch screen. It's fancy. That's why it's $900. Next time you say 500, Dorinda, what's wrong with you?
And then the last time you said it's okay to move money to the tea party, once things expire, we can always buy stuff.
Yeah, I thought we had done that last time.
Everybody talk.
Okay, we have to move money to the P card also, because we
Yeah.
buy stuff in the P card always. And that's like our debit card to really make quick purchases on if we need to. So I suggest from the memory reimbursements as well. We move, we have a total remaining balance of 15,400. I say we move another, 500 from the memory reimbursements to the P card.
How much are we moving to the, we're moving 300
3
for
and
this.
5, so we move a total of 800.
Can we move 3 and 3, please?
3 and 3, sure. I'm okay with that. Everyone okay with that? Moving 300 from the member reimbursements also to the P card.
Because we already have, what, 5 on it?
Is enough?
We already have 5
We
on
can always
it.
add more later on as we go along the line.
Yeah.
But it just gives us an advance to make sure we buy things, we can have it.
I just don't like to
3 and 3.
overspeak for people's reimbursement.
Thank you all for paying attention. Quentin, you there?
I am here. I agree.
Almost asleep.
Okay, we're almost done. I want to discuss something while Tanya works on it, and then we can, no rush.
I think that's fine. I think that's what it is. We just paid 600 to
That's
the
it.
card, and we're changing it from like before we get 2 grand. I gotta remember reimbursement, we're at the end of year celebration, and now we're not putting. That's what we're taking it, right?
Correct,
Yeah.
number reimbursements, that's it.
Yeah.
And 3 is going towards certificates, which is gonna be part of that thing. We're actually vendor, and then 3 is going to go for the P card.
3, not 6.
Yeah, 3 and 3.
I can't add a line. When I add a line, it's all italicized and it's not there. so-
Oh, okay. Oh,
You
that.
have that line?
We
The P
can use the
card.
P card to buy that?
I don't know. No, the same vendor.
We can add a line.
No, what I'm saying is the same vendor who gives the certificates.
Person is the same vendor, since they'll take the one bit.
Okay,
It's
so
easier that way.
and what does the, oh, so
It
it goes
goes
on the
on the
graduation
line
certificate
10.
line?
That's what we did last year for the other banner I paid.
Okay.
I added everything on that. I'm not me.
Okay.
Okay. Utah, yeah. Can we vote on this budget now?
Do I have the wrong line?
No, you have it good. You put 300 in the P card, line 6.
So can we modify that line to say like printed
No, 300
material?
from here goes to here, and then 300 from here goes to the, and the certificate.
I just,
right?
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I know
because it's
it's
a company,
yeah.
print, okay.
Back to where it was. It's just back to 600.
Exactly.
600 plus the P card, and then we're taking it out of. Yeah.
Can we vote on this? Everyone okay with this?
So that, no, so Tanya, that 300 is going to the P card and 300 is going to the graduation certificates line,
Mm-hmm.
not 600 to the P card.
I'm sorry, I missed an entire conversation about.
3, there it is.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I make a motion to approve this budget.
I
Anyone
second.
that? Second, can we vote?
Member, President Vijay Ramjatan,
Yes.
first Vice President Quentin Nelson.
Yes.
Volume, please.
Yes.
Turn the volume. Sorry.
What? Yes.
Yes.
Second Vice President Yu Chen.
Yes.
Recording Secretary Mateo Lewis, yes. Treasurer Tanya Went. Yes. Member Julie Sir.
Yes.
Sorry.
Julie able to unmute or?
Julie?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
Member Gupta.
Yes.
Member Newton Swapna absent. Member GK Kalyanaram.
Yes.
Member Pakita Williams.
Yes.
Member Simone Dockard. Member Lauren Clapton absent.
Thank you so much. Budget passed. Okay. Last thing we want to talk about tonight, and we finished for tonight, is I would like us to develop a template for school visits. I'll form a committee with maybe 3 of us to work. I'm a part of all committees, right? But a committee where 3 of us volunteer to say, we have a sheet to fill out because I feel like members report different things. They don't show what to report. And I feel for new members coming in, they come prepared to a meeting saying, this is what I found here, this is what I found here, and let's kind of fill it out so it's kind of structured. And we could have it in a more structured way of reporting to the schools. Also to, that's what I had, also to what we're gonna ask the schools to give to us. A lot of principals are saying, what should I provide to you? So can you let me know in advance? So if we say as a CEC, they should give us the math scores, the attendance, what's important for us to report, we can do so. And that exploratory committee will discuss those things, bring suggestions next meeting to say, here's what we think we should go on this form, here's a template of this form, what do the rest of you think? Simone, can you share that in the email?
Yes.
Face template? Sorry, wait a second. Can we?
I agree with you, can add. What we think is, we use the face template and then we add our council recommendation for us or we should. School provide for us.
Okay, do we give permission for Tamika to speak in the meeting? Everyone okay with that?
Yeah.
Yes, Tamika.
So, as you saying, there is a template that we use, it's in the back of the manual that you can use, but in reference to creating something for the principals and staff and what you are looking for, we can also do that as well.
Who wants to be the little chair committee, not little, who wants to be the chair of that organizes that? Please don't raise your hand all at once.
Say something.
Yeah, go ahead.
No?
Go ahead, please.
I wasn't sure. I
That's
didn't
exactly
know.
why.
Do I ask? What do I ask? Do I say anything? I didn't wanna step on anyone's toes. And I'm like, oh, you think because I can't be a little like, well, I used to do inspections at transit.
Understood.
And my superintendent would say, Williams, what are you trying to do? And I'm like, no.
And principals feel that way too, like what are we investigating, and they're very careful. So if we go over the here, before we go visit, can you have the information ready for me?
Right.
You bring it back, you synthesize it in the form, you present, it's easier that way. So who wants to be, who has the template already with them? Anyone has a template?
It's in the email, it's in the email. Can I get it and forward?
Can you
Yeah.
reshare the template? Okay, it's gonna be on Simone's radar, you got a template. Okay, and Pakita will be one of the committee members. Anyone wants to be a committee member? To help with that form? Going once?
That you send the form and what we can do with it. Yeah, I'll be happy to help.
Thank you so much. We have two. That's enough, that's enough. Simone will send a form to the community, to us, and.
I have
and
this for myself somewhere.
Okay, so GK and Pakita will be the ones to make recommendations of what we should ask for the school to provide to us.
Okay.
Okay, I don't have anything else on any old business that we're missing. Anyone? One second. Are we okay with Dorinda speaking? Yes? Dorinda? Yes. Okay, next month we worked on back end to Dorinda to get Mark Rampasant, who is the school safety council team, deputy chancellor. So he's coming next month, him and his team, to present at our meeting next month, and they were asking us for suggestions of what topics we want to ask him to present on. Don't do it now. I will ask you to send this email. We're gonna go out tomorrow from Dorinda saying, please provide suggestions of questions to ask to Mr. Rampasant's team, and then we will synthesize that and send it to him already in one email. But I want to make sure you get a chance to give input on what you are hearing from the community, and then we can do some. Email me. I heard you would email me, right? No, we can't.
I'm sorry.
Mark Rampasant, he is he's in charge of what's his title? School safety, definitely kind school safety. All levels of it. And back to what you were saying, that's a school safety issue also. He's coming next month, and you can come speak at that meeting when he's here. Okay, so all of that, anything to come in terms of school safety. Okay, so any old business going once, going twice? Any new business going once, going twice?
I don't know how to slow this down.
Okay, AA will work with you to get that taken care of, okay? Tanya will work with you also to get it taken care of. Yes, I have it right here. Middle school and high school fair, we usually do that every year. I think we were behind the ball on that, because we're supposed to have that plan already and reach out to schools already to have that done like this month here before November. But what are your thoughts in terms of because schools are already hosting open houses? So let me know what you all think. When does high school admissions open? November
They're
1st?
open, they are open.
They're open already.
Yeah,
So
they
when is it due
close,
by?
December 3rd.
December 3rd. So we do have until is having a town hall in November too much to plan. It takes a lot. I'm just saying, you guys know, it takes a lot to get the high schools and the middle schools in one space to present. It doesn't mean it can't be done, but I'm just saying, what are your thoughts? We do it every year. We can do it. But if you're gonna do it, someone needs to be in charge of it. So let's know that someone needs to be. 2 dates of, well, the person who's gonna be in charge of leading it is not you alone, you're in a team of 2 or 3 people, and we all have to chip in, right, and chime in. I will work with both teams in getting this principal to come, and to present.
Virtually, all this.
All virtual. Okay, so who wants to spearhead the middle school, town hall? I've done it for the past 2 years, so I'm gonna wish to have somebody else do it. Tanya, beautiful. So Tanya will send out a date doodle, to get a date for the town hall for the middle school. I'll give you, share what knowledge I have with you. Who wants to do the high school ones? Lou, thank you so much, Lou. Who wants to work with Tanya? Let's not all jump at once.
I work with Tanya.
Is, Simone. And who wants to work with Lou? Lou, okay, that is GK. Okay, so GK and Lou, Tanya and Simone. You have to form flyers, you have to form invitations.
You have the old flyers.
Okay.
Okay, want them?
No, well, you discuss with her, you discuss with her. You discuss with her.
Everything is.
I'm happy to share.
Okay, sorry, yeah, and then we have to discuss about schools, dates, and that stuff. We have to have that done in a week, 1 week from today. Secure dates, which date we're doing it, and then just the date. Then we can work on the school and get confirmations from there. And I have an email we can share with you as well. And you have the email last year. And the T4 we all worked on. Dorinda, was there something?
I was gonna say, if you wanna ask Quentin and Julie, if they wanna.
Yeah, but they're all on.
No, but she doesn't have it, she has it muted, so.
Oh, Quentin, Julie, did you want to chime in and be a part of any of the high school or the middle, or the elementary, or the elementary school, middle school town hall committee?
Yeah, I'm jumping in with Tanya.
We work with Tanya, Quentin, Tanya.
Tanya, not Tanya, Tanya. That was the reception.
Where do you need most help?
Where do we need most help? Can you work with the high school team?
Sure. I go with meeting. Sure.
She's very enthusiastic about it, I can tell. Okay, so Julie's gonna work.
No, I'm saying I would help where I can, but I have deliberately been kind of pulling back because I have a kind of weird schedule.
No worries. That's what we all check it, right? But it doesn't mean that we're not gonna be a part of it. We're gonna be actively involved with the committees, okay? Going once, going twice, anything else? Going once, going twice? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
We didn't make a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I second that.
Second. Okay, meeting ended. Thank you so much.